Good morning, sir. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. All right, so before others will join us, so for those of us who are here, can we agree on what we'll start with today? So we agreed that we'll start Excel, but what exactly in Excel do we do? I hope you guys can hear me clearly.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, good. All right. So what do you guys want us to do today in Excel?
Hello, Mr. Francis. Good afternoon.
Um,
Yeah, so I don't know what I've been taught, so I can't really say anything.
yeah, but okay, what do you wish you want to learn in Excel? So let's start from there.
And so we know the basis already.
Okay.
Maybe we can still continue with our pivot table. That's where I'm still struggling a bit.
Pivot table.
Yeah.
Is that pivot table? Great. Okay. Any other person?
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, so it will be, for me, I will also appreciate the pivot table. Yes, I have a bit of it, but just to reconfirm that yes, what I'm doing is correct and the practices I've been doing is in line.
All right. Okay. Pivot table, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So sorry, I wanted to also say if we can touch part of if functions on Excel,
Okay.
that will also help.
Okay. So that's functions, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we can start with pivot table today. On Sunday next week, we'll start with functions.
Okay,
Would that be okay?
that's
Yes.
fine.
Huh?
Yes, sir, it's okay.
All right, okay. So you have our you guys have our normal Excel workbook that we use now. The one we use in class.
Yes, we have the Excel workbook.
So I think we can probably use that.
Okay.
Okay, can we see my screen? Am I sharing my screen now?
Yes, sir.
We
Yes, you
have
can
it.
see your screen.
Yes.
Well, that's fine. All right. Okay. So you know, before you have even got into that working with pivot tables, right? Remember there are certain rules that we give how your table structure should look like, isn't it? Do you remember those rules? What your table structure should look like?
Yes, sir. No empty rows, no empty column.
Yeah,
Single header,
one row of header, yeah.
one row of header. Date should be all aligned.
Date on the single column, right?
Yes, sir.
What again?
No total, no subtotal.
No subtotal, no total.
No total or subtotal.
All variable
Aye.
categories must be in a single column.
All variable categories will be on a single column, right?
And no note on the
No
data.
No obstruction around the data to manipulate.
So that's why when you have something like this, you already know you are going to have issues already, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
You already have issues like this, okay? So it means you will need to clean this up. You need to clean this up, right? So all your tables should first of all look something like this, right?
Yes.
Then you now know that your data is ready for what analysis. Okay. So where is that convert to tables? Okay. So this is the data we normally work with, right? This table we normally work with, isn't it? So the first thing to do is to be sure that the data is clean, isn't it? In the format ready for what analysis. Okay. Now that the data is clean, right? We first of all have certain questions that we want to answer, isn't it? We need to first of all what question, at least that will guide us in our analysis, at least where we start from. Okay. So we must first of all have the question. So if you remember how the flow starts, that in the business there may be likely a problem, isn't it? So we start from a business problem. Okay. Based on that problem, we are going to ask certain questions, isn't it? So it can be question of why. Why is sales declining, right? But you see, in understanding why sales is declining, we need to understand it by the various dimensions, okay? Like who is buying from us, what are they buying, when are they buying, is it not, where are they buying, how are they buying, isn't it? So those now give us certain dimensions to explain why sales are declining, okay? Which means the objective of our analysis is to provide answers to those questions, right? Is to provide answers to those questions, okay? And where do we get the answers from? Where do you get the answers from?
We get the answers from the table using pivot.
From the data, is it not? From the data.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
From what the data, okay? And most times the data are usually stored in the database, right? So your task as the analyst is to one, extract the data, is it not?
Yes.
Analyze that data, right?
Analyze.
And analyze it.
Extract, clean, and analyze.
Yes. So at this point, it is assumed you have extracted the data, you have cleaned and transformed the data, isn't it? Now you want to start analysis. I hope that's clear. Are we clear at this point now? Yes. So now I want to start the analysis. The first thing I will do is to first of all convert to an Excel table. And how do we do that? I'll press Ctrl T.
Ctrl T. Ctrl T.
Or on my home tab, I will see format as table. Format as table or Ctrl T. Okay. Or Control T, and you can choose whatever format you like and whatever design style you like and fit. Okay, great. So once I have converted to table, the next step is to make sure I label my table. So what do you want us to call this table? What do you want us to call this table?
Dr. Francis.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this your copy and paste filter. The data here is quite different from what I'm seeing here.
Which one?
This table you are using, you know, it's under copy and paste. Copy and paste filter.
Convert to table. Convert to table.
Okay.
Convert to table. Can you see that?
Come in.
Or just right click here and you see the list of all your tables here.
Right click where? Sorry.
See where you navigate. See where you navigate.
Yes.
Just right click on it. You see the list of all your sheets.
Okay.
Then you see convert to table.
All right.
All right, good. Now on our table, what should we call our table?
Maybe says.
Call it sales. Okay. Somebody is asking we share the file. Can somebody share on the either on the Zoom or on the WhatsApp group link? It says sales already exists. So what else? Maybe I'll call it sales revenue so that. But check your if you have sales already, then that's fine. Now, how do you know where it's? But let's do that. So once you have labeled it, the next thing we do is to what? Summarize the pivot table. Okay. So once we label, the next thing to do what? Summarize the pivot table, isn't it? Are we here now? Summarize the pivot table.
Oh, yeah. Mine is saying something different.
What is it saying?
The syntax of this name isn't correct.
Avoid using spaces. Avoid using spaces.
Yeah.
I use underscore.
Okay. Okay, it's fine.
Fine, thank you. So next thing we do is summarize with the pivot table, right?
Yes.
Okay. We couldn't all right. So in your or what I will do, let me take it to a new sheet so that probably there's so many things I want to do. Let me move it to a new sheet. You know normally how you copy. So instead of copying and pasting, what you can just right click on it and say move or copy. So if you want to move it exactly as it is, so you just click on create a copy, then I'll take it to what a new workbook. So you can create on the new workbook for me. So this is on the new workbook. So if you remember, as analysts, right, when we are analyzing our data, we are going to working with 3 sheets. One of them is your what? Data sheet. The other sheet is called what? So we work with normal 3 sheets. One is the data sheet. Yes, what again?
Analysis sheet.
Analysis sheet.
Analysis sheet and the report sheet.
Then report sheet.
Darling. So you see, when you convert to table, that means you have converted your data sheet to table, isn't it? Now to
Yes.
start analysis, I will use what? The pivot table. Can you see that? And I'll click OK. Now you see where I have this sheet now. This is now your what? Analysis. Can you see that? This is now your what? Analysis sheet. Can you see that? This is now your what? Analysis sheet. Then your last sheet is what?
Report sheet.
So report sheet. Then I'll create another sheet called report sheet. However, take note, there are sometimes the kind of analysis you want to do, you may have more than 3 different kinds of analysis you may want to do. So you may create different sheets for those analysis. So this one can be analysis 1, analysis 2, analysis 3. Okay. Let me see if I have anything I can show you guys. Okay, I think it's HR. Let me see. Okay, I think this one is still work in progress, but let me see if I can share this one. Okay, look at something like this. Can you see this? Can you see this?
Yes.
Now you remember how the flow was from the problem, isn't it? We raise the questions, right? From the
Yeah.
questions to the data, from database and analysis, okay? So this one first starts with the problem, isn't it? So the problem statement, what's the issue you are trying to solve, right? What are the problems, isn't it? Then based on that, you now are sure what the objective of the analysis is, isn't it? And ultimately, who is this analysis for? Okay. So if you look at the process, right? So the process, first of all, you must know your domain, isn't it? So for instance, this particular data set is a HR data set, right? So you need to be clear what domain, right? The metrics, the KPIs you are trying to track, or you have to create, isn't it? Also, another thing you need to do is what? Go through the data and do what? Data quality check. You can check the data quality. Means that are there missing data, are there duplicates, misspellings, capitalization, date formats. Okay, these are different things you can now check. Okay. Now, another thing again you should take note of. Sometimes, even when you want to clean the data, it will also be good if you want save your original data, like duplicate the sheet. So you can have your original sheet and you can have another sheet where you have now transformed it. Okay. Sometimes we call that data preprocessing, or preprocessed data. Okay. So it's based on that preprocessed data that you must have cleaned up, right? Then we'll now start our analysis and what? Reporting. Okay. I hope that's clear. Are you clear with it?
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
you need to see the data. First of all, ask yourself, what domain is this data? Okay. Once I know the domain, okay, it may be HR, it may be sales, it may be marketing, it may be finance. Okay. Do you know why you need to understand the domain of the data? Why is it important you understand the domain of the data? Why should we understand the domain of the data?
Because the domain will determine the business questions you want to answer.
Exactly. You know the business questions you want to ask, the kind of metrics or KPIs you need to measure. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Good. So based on that, you now do your quality check. So it means I'll just go each of them column by column, isn't it? Check them column by column. Okay, and now say, okay, what are the problems? Note all the problems down. Okay. Note all the problems down. Because as analysts also, most times it's also good that we also do documentations. Okay, so we document exactly what we have noticed and what we have done. So that if you are not there, somebody else, whoever looks at your work, can pick it up and know what exactly you have done. So it's also good to develop that habit of what documenting. And however, if there are some things you cannot explain, you cannot get data, then it's also safe to also make certain assumptions, isn't it? What are those assumptions that you have also working with? All right. So that's why you need to go through it. Okay. So go through all your fields, that means all your columns. So each column, you know what kind of cleaning you need to do and what kind of analysis you need to do. All right.
Yeah.
Then again, you should also do the kind of columns you need to also create, but from the existing data, you may have to generate new variables, isn't it? For example, once I see dates, the moment you see dates, there are 4 columns, new columns you must create. 1 year, month, quarter, even day of the week or weekday. Do we see that?
Yeah.
Once I see my dates, I will know, okay, I will need to extract my year from that date. I need to extract my month, I need to extract my quarter, and I need to extract the weekday. For example, if I look at sales, can you tell me which day of the week do we sell the most? Which day do we sell the most? Can you see that? Sometimes you cannot just answer that. But when you extract the day of the week, it is easy for you to what answer that. Okay, so that's why you go through all of them. Okay, and while you are going through them, remember you must have already made raised some questions, isn't it? In the process of going, you also ask other questions to start coming out. Okay, other questions that will start what's coming out. Okay, so you also ask insightful questions that will be interesting to find to know. Okay. Then another thing again we need to do is to what? Create a layout of the dashboard. Okay, how do you want your report to look? Isn't it? So, for example, if it's your own company, sometimes some organizations already have their templates, isn't it? They have their color themes already. Okay, but if you don't have, first of all, from the company, your company logo, you can know the color theme to use already. Okay, from your company logo, you know the color themes to what to use. Okay, they now create a layout. Sometimes we call that the wireframe. How it's going to be structured. Probably let me add the wireframe so that you can see what the wireframe looks like. Wireframe. That means before. Has it added wireframe? Which this is a copy of okay, I think on that one. Enemies. Let me take that again. So okay, so can you see this one now? So can we see this wireframe now?
Yes.
That's what we are calling wireframe. So just like a layout of what you should do. Sometimes you can do it on paper, right? You can just do it on paper on how you want to analyze it. Okay, so we just call that was the wireframe. Okay. So by the time you have laid that out, right? Then while you are building your dashboard, take note during your analysis, take note of those things that were very interesting, those interesting insights you discovered, or what we call the wow factor. Oh wow, I didn't know that this was going on here. Okay. Then that's basically how you go through your process. Then ultimately you can now what present to stakeholders and mostly in form of what a story. So that's why your data storytelling is also very important. Data storytelling. Okay. I hope you are clear with that now, the process. Are we clear with the process now?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we're with you, sir.
Going to use there, whether it's Python, whether it's Excel, Power BI, Tableau, right? R, SQL, the same mindset, the same framework you're going to also apply. Okay. Especially when you're doing visualization, Excel, Power BI, Tableau, or Python, you can use this same flow. All right, so that's what we call. Then you now build the dashboard. So can you see the dashboard now? Okay. Now, sometimes this dashboard, you may also want to explain other things. So this can be a summary of the entire data, okay? But you may also have other interesting insight that you want to also share. Can you see that? So that's why I say you can have more than one sheet for other analysis. Can you see that? And it's as much as possible, avoid where you have to be scrolling up and down, okay? So this is one. So this can be another one again. Can you see that? This can be another one again. Okay. Then these are another interesting thing again I want to find. You see that? Then what? So once you have done your findings, so what strategy should they deploy? So based on your findings, what strategy, and it must link with your data. Okay. If there are limitations of the data, also take note of them. Right? If there are certain limitations of the data, you take note of them. Okay. Then you can see the data set itself. You can see the analysis. You see the analysis now. You see how long the analysis looks? So this is your analysis sheet. I hope this is clear. So that's exactly what. So before you even start jumping into your
Sorry, sir. How did you get to this background again?
which one?
The color, the purple background.
This one. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
remind me to show you how to do it.
Okay, all right. I'll remind you.
Okay, but I hope you understand how this works, right? So the most important thing is that first of all, you must understand how the framework, the flow starts, isn't it? From the problem, isn't it? The data, the questions, and all. Okay. So let's go back to what we're trying to do. Where was that now? Oh, okay, yes, good. All right. So now that background you're talking about, that was our analysis sheet, you know?
Yes, sir.
Analysis sheet. So I'll show you how to do that now. So, but before you start the analysis, there are questions you want to answer, isn't it? So let's say, for example, which question do you want to answer? So raise any question for us.
Question like
if you look at data, yes.
which
What day of the week do we sell the most?
What day of the week do we sell the most, right?
yes.
Now, but look at your data. Do you have anything like day of the week?
No.
You know, so it means we have to create it, isn't it? So what I was saying that you go through all your columns one after the other and ask yourself, what can I do with this column? What can I do with this column? What can I do with this column? You see that by the time you ask through all of them, isn't it? You have so many things you can do. So for all those analyses, there are some that will be so interesting, isn't it? So take note of those ones because that's actually what we push on the dashboard. But sometimes you can't put everything on the dashboard. But if you actually want to go into deep details of your data, right, then you can present almost everything about the data. Okay, so it now depends on the time that you have. Because remember, one thing must learn as analysis or time management. So sometimes you may not have all the time to present that kind of insight, right? But if it's based on questions that they have asked you, then you can do that in addition to some few interesting things you have found out. But if it's just you that want to sit down to just break down that data, isn't it? So you just go through each column one after the other. Okay, is there anything interesting I can clean here or that I can find here? So I'll just go one after the other. So for example, you look at you said day of the week, is it not? Although we have not got into functions, but we have that means if I want to create a day of the week here, day of the week, right? So if I want to create that one now, what function do we use to create day of the week? So there's a function called text, isn't it?
Text, yes, text.
I'll click on that. I'll click on that date. Although when I come to functions, we'll still do this again. Then day of the week, right? And I hope that is it. Yeah, I think that's our day of the week. Can you see that now? See the function.
Sorry, do it again, sir. DDD.
Sorry, let me increase my screen. So day of the week equals to text, right? I'll click on this text. I'll click on that date, isn't it? I'll click on that date, comma. Then I'll just put in quotation mark D. If I want it in full, I'll put 4D. If I want it in full, I'll put 4D there.
Okay.
Now the reason why we are putting 3D, you know why we are putting 3D? Because when we want to plot our
to abbreviate.
For example, Wednesday will be so long. So you don't want Wednesday to be entering into Thursday or between Thursday and Tuesday. So you just abbreviate them. So you have Monday, Tuesday. So when you are plotting your chart, it will look very clean. Can you see that? The same way, if I want to extract the year, so if I want to extract the year, although Excel will do that for you automatically, but if I want to do it manually, if I say year, so for some of us that whose system, the older system, right? I want to extract it, or if Excel does not extract for you automatically, I can just call year, right? Or maybe I can still use the same text. No?
I saw this woman there before she come on here.
Why? We need to work this way. Yeah. Can you see that? So you have here, if I want to get months, now, if I want to get the months, it will be equal to what? Text. Then what will I put now?
M.
M, 3 M's. If you want it in full, 4 M's. Can you see that? So do not extract each of them one after the other. But when you put it in the pivot table, automatically it picks it out for you. But it doesn't get you the job you need. Then, for example, if I want to get quarters, but quarter is a little bit miraculous. So, for quarters, I think for quarters now. Now, if I check for quarters, text may not work, but what we use is months, right? We use the month.
Month.
But watch, so this is where the magic happens. Because month, I will have to what? Put another month there again to wrap it inside the month. So let me just show you how it works. Months, I will have to have it 0. So you see how it's going to work now, right? Then I will now wrap it with another month. I'll wrap that. Now you see, it has converted everything to this. So I'll just format it as. Can you see that? It has now brought out the quarter, isn't it? It has now brought out the quarter.
Please, can you go over that again, sir?
So that's why I say it looks like magic. Hold on, let me first show you how it works.
Okay.
This is magic from village.
There's no
Magic
direct
from
way to get it.
magic from village people. Oh.
No, you
I'm
don't
trying
have to set yourself with
get it.
pivot table built automatically for you. Do you get?
Okay.
Now I don't normally teach this normally, right? But what you will do, okay, let me show you how to do it again. So look at it, equals to months. Equals to months. Can you see that? I'll first select the months.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Now, because I want to extract the number there, so normally what we would have done here is to put another month, wrap it inside another month, right? F native. So if I put another bracket, look, if I put another bracket here, what you see, just give me 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, is it not? So what I'm going to do, once I put that month, I'll just concatenate it with what? 0. So watch, once I concatenate with 0, you see that speed.
Yes.
This is that speed reporter. So I want to put Q in front of it. I want to put Q in front of it. Then I'll put in front of here. Because the text, I'll put in quotation mark Q and it.
Monday, please mute. Monday. Okay.
I'll copy the function and put on the chat for us. But please, when we get to functions, we can explain this again. I can review it again. But the one we wanted to answer was day of the week, is it not?
Yeah, Dr. Francis, sorry to drag you back. I was trying to do the day and it's not coming up.
Day.
Yes.
Let me copy that for you. So for the day, right? So look at it now.
Test. Okay.
Text, text. Look at it now.
I'm doing
it. Equals to text. What is the value? I'll click on the value. That's the first bit. Comma. Are you there?
Yes, first.
Then I'll create my quotation mark, double quotation mark, not single, double quotation mark. Right? Then I'll put what? Day of the week is what? D. Close your quotation mark and close your brackets.
So 3D is to abbreviate it, but 4 is to the entire text.
If you want it 4. If you want it abbreviated, 3.
Okay.
Power BI works the same way in Power BI. But Power BI, I think we'll call it formats instead of text, but the same way it works in Power BI. Have you got it now?
But
Yeah.
can you also drop this also on the chat group, sir?
Okay.
Mm.
So that's why anytime you have your company data, you want to analyze it, you know, the moment you just see dates, just quickly extract year, month, quarter, day of the week. Can you see that? So when you analyze it, you can analyze at month level, quarter level, annual, day, weekly. Already as it is, it's already daily. Okay. So that's, so have we got that now?
It's
Yes,
not
sir, but
coming
there
up.
was something you did when you were trying to create the date. When you enter the equals to text, you have to go back to click on this other date and click on it for you to get the format. So what if in a situation where we don't have this other date in the data, how do you create that?
That means you can't create now. You need the date first. Now.
Okay. So we need the date to create.
Each column will determine what you need now.
Okay.
By the time I check see date, once I see date, I know okay, I need to extract the week out of it.
Okay.
All right, so let's continue. So we want to find out what day of the week do we sell the most, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I will check. You see, notice now I don't have day of the week on my field. I see that I don't have day of the week on my field. You know, it was not in the original data.
Yes.
So what I can do, if I click on this pivot table analyze, I'll just click refresh.
Okay. Yes.
I just click refresh. Then hopefully it will appear somewhere. Day of the week should appear. Now look at it. Can you see my year, month, quarter, day of the week? Can you see it now? Can you see day of the week now?
Yes, we can see it now.
So remember, in my pivot table, I will have these 4 boxes, is it not? So when we look at our data, it will either be quantitative or qualitative, isn't it? All the quantitative data, anything that is quantitative, we come to value. Okay. Anything that is quantitative will come towards value.
Monday, please mute, please. Background.
Hello. Sorry, please, if we are not speaking or asking, can we mute our mics so that we can hear? Thank you. So if we look at our pivot tables, you will notice there are 4 quadrants there, right? Anything that is quantitative data will come to values. Every other one will go to what? All your others are qualitative data. So for example, day of the week, is it quantitative or qualitative data? Day of
Quantitative.
Quantitative or quantitative?
Qualitative.
Qualitative.
So the first place I will take it to will be on what? My rows. Can you see that? I can drag it to my rows. Or, can you see that? Or, I will just check the box here. I'll just check the box here and automatically it will go to the row. But sometimes if you don't want it on the row and you want it on the column, then you have to drag it there. But by default, you will take it to the row. Then we want to find out which day of the week do we sell the most. Now, when you say sell the most, what do you mean? Do you mean in quantity, in volume, in terms of number of transactions we have, or in terms of the quantity, volume sold,
Value.
transactions or sales value? Which one do we mean? So when we say which day of the week do we sell the most? What do you mean by
The one sales value, day of the week that we sell in terms of value the most.
in terms of value? Okay, in terms of value. So in terms of value, so what do we do? We'll now take our sales. Where will sales go to now? Sales will now come towards your value. Can you see that? Sales will now come towards your value. Then now here I can put what? A. I can now come and format it here as B, isn't it? I'll come here and put it as what? Total. Are we there? Then last one I'll call here total sales. Are we there? Then I will format it. What shortcut to put our currency sign? Control Shift what?
Control 4.
Control Shift 4, right? Then now I want to plot my chart, alternate F1. Can you see that now? Alternate F1. So I can remember to take off your grid lines, remove all field buttons. Can you see that? I'll take that out. Then I can take this out. Then for my data labels, I can just put data labels here. I can put my data labels there. Can you see that? Then what should we title this chart? What should we title it?
Sales per day.
Sales per day, like this, right? Like this.
Yeah.
Good. Now, sometimes, now please take note when you have done your chart, please also be careful to understand how Excel does its analysis in pivot table. Okay. If you understand what it's doing here, if you look at your data, you notice that this data is from which date to which date. What's the beginning period? So you see, we have 2014 to 2017. You see that? 2014 to 2017. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Which means in my analysis, if I have Sunday like this, what do you think it's doing for you? Look at this is just Sunday, this is just Sunday, right? So look at what it's doing. Look at the date. You notice that it's taking Sunday 2014, Sunday 2015, Sunday 2016, Sunday 2017, and it will add all of them up together. Does that analysis make sense for us? Will that analysis make sense for us?
Not exactly, sir.
Not exactly, unless if you want to say, okay, since we started our business, in terms of the value, which month have we made, which day have we made the most sales? But you see, go to aggregate all of them for me. Okay? What would be a better way of doing it? What would be a better way of doing it? You could as well say, okay, let me take these sales here. Let me take these sales on my filter, isn't it? I can take my sales on my filter. Then I can now say, okay, in year 2014, which day did we make the most sales? In 2014, which day did we make the most sales? So what we can simply do, we can just use the conditional formatting here, right? So that we can simply track it. So which day did we make the most sales? In 2014.
Tuesday.
On what? A Tuesday, is it not? On Tuesday. In 2015, which day did we make the most sales?
Monday.
Monday.
Monday. In 2016, which day did we make the most sales?
Sunday.
Sunday. In 2017, maybe last year, which day did we make the most sales?
Friday.
Friday. Now, do you notice that from year to year, we have not been consistent in which day we make the most sales? Isn't
Yeah.
it? And this is where you, as a manager, with your experience, can I explain why is it this year? Why are we selling most on Friday? Last year, why did we sell mostly? Or do you see that you can start trying to give explanation why? Can you see that? You can start giving explanations to why. This was this was what? 2016 was Sunday. But this current year was on the Friday. We sell most on what? Friday. Have you seen that now?
Yeah.
So you don't just go and use the entire one and say, okay, based on what we have, right? We can see that we sell mostly on when? Which day did we sell the most? On the Monday. Which implies that we have aggregated everything together. Okay? But if that doesn't make sense for us, then we can do what? An average. You know, we can take what? An average. So how do we take an average? When I click on this, can you see my total value? My values. I'll come and click the drop down there. Can you see your value field settings? Value field settings. And I'll now switch it to what? Average. And click OK. Can you see that? Okay. Now on average, which day do we make the most sales?
Tuesday.
Please, can you go over that average again, sir?
I'll go over it again. So by default, usually on the sum, is it not? By default, usually sum. You know that why you are seeing sum of sales here. Can you see that? Are you there? So I'll click the drop down here. Value field settings. Can you see value field settings? Value field settings. Can you see average? I will now switch it to what? Average. And click OK. So you now switch it to what? The average. And I now click OK. Can you see that now?
I did not see where you click it from.
Look at it here now. Your values now. Under your values now. See
You just I can't see. Okay, hold on. Okay. Now I can see it. Yeah.
Then value field settings.
Okay.
And you now switch it from sum to average and click OK.
Okay.
And you now see that on average, this is the month, the day of the week we sell the most. Can you see that? So what most people can do, so you can also maybe, for example, when you are doing your charts, you can even make your charts maybe like gray. You can gray it out. Maybe I can make it lighter gray. So better always use lighter this thing. So when I want to select this particular one now, I want to make it green. Can you see that? So that at a glance, do you see that I can already see, okay, what is going on there? Then probably which day do we sell the list? Which day do we sell the list? On Saturday, right? Then I can make Saturday red. Do you see? So these are now going to be like my talking points, isn't it? So you can start explaining why do we sell mostly on Tuesday and what can we do to what improve our sales on Saturdays. Then I'll now take this one down to my report. Can I see that? My report sheet. But in this case, I'll first of all go to my view, remove my grid lines, isn't it? So that it look clean. I'll paste it there. Can you see how it's looking cleaner now? Can you see how it's looking clean?
Yeah.
Then my analysis. Can you see all my analysis now? So if I want to remove the grid line the same way on my analysis sheet, I can still come there, remove the grid lines if I want to. Or somebody asked me to put the color. So if I want to put the color, I'll click the entire sheet. Then I'll click here. If you highlight the entire sheet, then I can now decide to change it. So what color do you want us to change it to? So I think that color was about pink or purple. I don't know what.
Purple.
It was purple color I used. Something like this. This was what you saw now, right?
Yeah.
Who was asking?
Monday.
So you can just.
Yes, I was asking in the color. Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Monday.
Yeah, okay. Then if you want to change the font color, you can just change the text to white. All these will build when we are doing our reports. We'll build when we are doing our reports. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So all this is where you are. This one, first of all, you are finished. You are finished baking the cake. Now you want to start putting the icing. Is it not? You want to start putting the icing. So that's why you do this last. Is that clear? All right. So if I want to remove the color, I can just say no fill. Just select everything again and just say no fill. So if you go back to default. All right. So which other question do you want to ask again about the data?
Okay. Dr. Francis.
Yeah.
Having a little challenge. You said we had the day to the column. We go to the pivot table and refresh. So we'll see what we added on the pivot table. but I'm unable to see it.
So you have created it, is it not? So you have
Yeah,
a column for
yeah,
that. You have a column for that. You come to
yes,
pivot table analyze, right?
yes.
And you click refresh.
Mm,
You click refresh.
yes.
And scroll up now, you see it somewhere now. Scroll
I
up.
like not there. It's not.
Look out for the name that you type to save.
Mm,
Okay, if refresh the all, then click refresh all and see whether.
I've even done that self still.
Okay, can you share your screen? Let me see.
Oh, I'm using a different system.
Oh,
Maybe okay. I can share.
if you can share, that will be fine.
Okay. Okay. You can see it.
Let me see your data. Let me see data sheet where you have your. Let me see data where you have that column.
This is the day of the
Okay,
day
so
of
day of the week, right? So day of the
yeah,
week. Go back to
yes.
that analysis sheet. So
Okay.
you are trying to see the sheet, right?
Yes.
Then you click on pivot table analyze. So click on pivot table analyze.
Sorry.
On top, pivot table analyze. On top.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I've done that.
Click on
Then
it. Let it come out. Then click
yes,
refresh.
refresh.
Then click refresh. Refresh.
Mm,
All right. So then under your table now, go to where you have your so scroll up.
still not there.
Yeah, sure that it's the same table I use. Okay, let me see. Go back to that data. Go back to that your data. Go back to that your data.
Okay.
Go back to that your data. All right, click OK. Now, from here now, go to your table design. Summarize the pivot table.
Table design.
Summarize the pivot table. Okay. So I hope it's there now. It's there now.
Okay. Yes, it is. Thank you.
All right. Okay, that's fine. So any other question for this data set you want to answer?
Yes, sorry,
What is that?
Dr. Francis. So I've seen my own days of the week, but I just want to know how on the right side of the where you have the pivot table field, how you now got them to go under filters, columns, rows, and values before
Okay,
you
let's
created the table. Sorry.
let's create another one now. So let's create another pivot table, right? So I'll come here, either I copy this and paste. If it's the same, maybe for example, it's the same analysis I want to do, I'll just copy and paste. But if it's a new analysis I want to do about something else, I'll come here, insert, pivot table. What was there on my data? I think my table was sales revenue, right? Sales revenue. Okay, sales revenue. So what question do you want to answer? Maybe sales channel. Sales channel by what? By what now? By sales, okay. Can you see that? I just drag sales to values, sales channel to, so I'll do it row by values first, isn't it? Row first, then values. Then if there's any other thing I want to see, for example, I hope this is, have we got this now?
Yes, yes, yes.
So this is sales channel, right? So I'll now label everything sales channel. Sales channel. And here I have total sales. Right, total sales. Then I can now format this. Can you see that? I'll now format this. Can you see that? But if I want to add something else, maybe I want to know sales channel by region. If I want to see another one, maybe by region. Now I can take region and come and add it here to the column. Can you see how it's looking now? So I can say, okay, in the east, this is how much we have made. In the south, this is how much we have made in the online sales or in store. Then I can use my this in my conditional formatting and do that. So now I can see at a glance what's going on and which region we sell the most based on our sales channel. I hope this is clear.
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
Okay. And remember again, the moment we do our pivot table, always label your tables. Do you remember that? Always label your table. So for example, this will be what? Day sales by day. Let's say sales by day. Then this one we'll call it what?
Sales per channel.
Let's say region by what? Sales channel. Sales channel. Region by sales channel, okay? Region by sales channel. Now, when you have your pivot table, sometimes you can make, you see, for example, you have column labels. Sometimes you want to put it off. So what do we do? Can you see field headers? Can you see field headers? You can put it off there. Field headers, so you can look a bit cleaner. So field headers, you can take that out. If in case your field list is not showing, for example, that thing is not coming out, on your pivot table and you see field list, then you come out there. Okay. It will come out there. I hope this is clear. Is this clear?
Yes, it is.
Now, this is for beginners. For those of you who are consultants, so let me show consultants something. Beginners, leave this one alone. This one will be for consultants. Is that okay? So let me give an example. So fine. So let me move this one there. So let me move this one there. What's the name of that my table just now? That my was it before? Can we see this? Can you see my sheet now?
Yes.
Now you know the old way of doing pivot table there, you know, because this is not arranged properly. You know this is not arranged properly, isn't it? So you know normally you have first of all have to put it in this structure first. Make sure that at least it looks structured and ready for analysis. But the challenge here is that these your months are like this, isn't it? So you may want to have to put it in this form. Okay. So there's the old way of doing it is called DHP. Sorry, Alt DHP. This was the old way of doing pivot table. Who remembers this from 2007 or 2010? The old way of doing your pivot table. This is how it will come out, right? How did I get this? Just press what? Alt DHP. Can you see that? Then this will come out. Then I'll just click on what? Multiple what? Consolidation ranges. Then I just click next. Next. Then I'll select my range. Where's my range now? I'll just select the entire data. Select the entire data. Next. Then let's say ads. Next. Okay, maybe to be on the new sheet. Then finish. Let me see it again. Or PHP. Multiple source. Next. Next. I think I will select my entire data. Probably add. Next. Okay, new, right? New. Finish. That's all. Do you notice I put it in form of a pivot table now? Have you seen the pivot table now?
Yes.
Now see where the magic happens. I'll just come to the last one. You can see the ground total. Can you see the ground total? I'll just double click on. I'll double click on this ground total there. And voila,
Wow.
done. So here's now my what months. Here's now my what my month. Here's now my what sales. Then this one I can now take it out. For example, this page I don't need this, doesn't show me anything there. I can just take it out. And I am good to go. Can I see that? So you see, most times that's why all those your grand total, you need to take them out, right? You need to take them out so that. But again, watch how you select it. So probably I would have not selected that last one, the total itself. So maybe let me do it one more time so that. Let me do it one more time. So look at it again. Alt DHB, right? I'll come here, multiple consolidation sources. Next, create. I'll select data now. Probably let me not choose that last one. I know again what we can also do. Let me sit down on the wall. Okay, let me just select the entire thing there. But except that grand total. See that grand total, I will not select the last one. And I'll just say add. Next. Finish. Okay, then I just don't click on this. Then create something like that. Remember I cannot pick up the total, but I'll not clean it up. But you see now it has transformed it from the normal distance, isn't it? So everything you want was full of. Right? So you can either do this, but although when we get to Power Query, I'll show you another way to get this, which is even way easier than this. So, but this is the old method of usually doing that kind of on pivoting. Okay, this is the old way of doing it on pivoting. This is the old way of doing it on pivoting. All right. I hope for pivot table, I think we're okay. We can continue from here next week, so that if the older ones have, the older members have joined, we can start. Chino, tell us when we can start the Python. If not, we can continue.
So I think that we can start now because we have some of the old members on the meeting already.
All right, guys. So I think we can end Excel here. So next week, when we come back, when we come next week, we'll continue from here. Is that okay? We'll continue with pivot table, then go to function. So for those of us who want to watch the horror movie now, please speak and enjoy. So where are we now? So Python. Okay, so let me open my Python. So where did we stop? Yesterday. All right, so just like in Excel, the same process that you still follow, right? First of all, understand what the problem is. get the questions, isn't it? The next thing you need to do is to get the data, okay, to answer those questions. All right. So before I would import any data, I will need to bring in my libraries. Is it? Now, what are the libraries? What are the libraries?
NumPy.
So I will first of all say import what? Import what? NumPy as what?
NP.
NumPy.
Sorry, we can't see your
Dr.
screen.
Francis, are you sharing screen? We can't
Am
see.
I not
We
sharing my
can't see your screen.
Sorry. Please, somebody should remind me that I show how to do on pivoting with Python. Just what I did in Excel to do on pivoting in Python. Okay. Are we here now?
Yeah.
All right. So import NumPy as what? NP. Then I'll bring the other library. Import what? Pandas as PD. Now you see this NumPy just because if we are working with it, it's only if you need it to actually bring, but if you don't need it, just bring pandas alone and you're okay. Okay. Unless there's something you have to just do with NumPy. If not, just bring in your what? Pandas on your friend. Correct? So the next thing we want to do is to import the data. Now remember again, always remember to always what? Document, comment. So right, say for example, import data. So here, first of all, what do we do here? Yeah, we did what did we do here? Import what? Relevant libraries. You know, so just so that when somebody reads it, you know what they are doing there. So always document, isn't it? So import what? Data. All right. So always try to what? Document. What was that data set we used? I think it was sales, right? Sales. So let me. So remember, I'll have to go and copy the parts, right? I'll copy the parts. Copy as parts. Good. So copy as parts. Okay, good. Now, because it's an Excel file, so I'll say df is equal to what? pd dot what? Read what? Excel. If it was a CSV file, I'll use CSV. Then I'll paste my path there. Okay. Then I'll just read it R. But sometimes if you already have a working directory, you don't need to use this R. You just open it from this thing and read it straight. It'll work. All right, so let's run that. So that's DF. So that's the table, isn't it? So this is what we have like in Excel. Right? So now we have imported the data. What else do we need to do? Once you have imported the data, what do you need to do now? Once you have imported the data, what do you need to do next?
Sorry, we are trying to import data.
So you are trying to import data. Okay, sorry. But you have the file, right? Do you have the file?
Yes.
Okay.
Dr. Francis, since yesterday, my own refused to import.
Hey, well, sorry. I share your screen. Let's see.
Unfortunately, I have to log in. Just give me a minute. Let me log in
Alright.
on Bada.
Let me see if I have any CSV file here. Okay. This is on Pivot. Let me see. No, don't forget. Let me share with you guys once on Pivot. So if somebody share, let me stop sharing. So we go ahead to share and share. On five, let me see, on five, now I've shared the file there, right? Can you see on Bible? Now probably let me share CSV file so that we can also work with CSV file. Aha. So run it and let's see. You have not run them yet now. You have not run it now. Run the first one. Run that first line. Run that
Okay.
first line.
Please, how do I run that?
The first one. The first one.
Recording in progress.
First one. Where you have import libraries, actually run it from there. Control enter.
Enter.
Control enter. To enter.
Okay, control enter.
Yes. You see, once you have line one, you have run it already. Go to the second one now. Control enter. This is where the enemies have come out. So scroll down to the end. Let's see what the error is. What is it saying? Now, first of all, this file is on your desktop, right?
Yes.
Scroll down to the end. Let me see what the problem is.
Okay.
Down to the end. Let's see the error. Sometimes this error can be very scary. Please just skip. You know, like you know, you are looking at terms and conditions. How we skip. Next. So scroll down to the end. The last. Go to the last. Aha. So invalid arguments. OS. I'm supposed to stop you now. Go back, let me see. Go back to the beginning. Let me see.
I'm having the same issue.
The same issue, right?
Yes.
Now you know what you do. On that your desktop, let me see where it's located on your desktop.
Okay.
Let me see where it's located on your desktop. Just move it to, let me see. Move it to
Oh.
let me see where it is on your desktop.
Okay, sorry. So this is
Aha. So let's see where's the file now. So that's the sales, you know.
yes.
So you copied as part. No, sir, don't use that. Don't use that. That will work. But hold your shift button.
Which button? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Shift button. Shift. Hold your shift button and right click. Let me see. Hold your shift button and right click. Hold your shift button and right click on that side. Exactly. So you now see copy as part, right? Copy as part.
Okay. Okay.
Then go back there. Let me now see whether it's the same part still. But it looks okay, sharp, but I don't know. Go and paste it there. Paste. Remove the first, remove the last, this first one there. Press Ctrl Enter now. Let me see. Okay, you know what we'll do? Let's save it as a CSV file. The Excel file is not okay as Excel, then save it as CSV.
Okay.
Save it as a CSV file. Then let's import it as CSV. Open the file. Just open the Excel file. Open the Excel file. Then save as on your desktop. Switch it to CSV. Not that one. Use the normal command CSV exactly. Then click save. Click on. Yes. Yes. All right, so go now.
Okay.
Go now. So look at the CSV. Well, no, that's not CSV file. You now see somebody who accepts the difference between CSV file. Can you see A? Can you see A? Can you see like A comma there? And you see your normal Excel file put like sheet. Can you see the difference now?
Yes.
Although
Yes.
both of them will put in Excel, but they work differently. So hold your shift button and right click. Hold your shift button and right click. Then copy as facts. Good. Then go to your Okay, remove that. Yes. Close your bracket. Close your last quotation mark. Close your quotation mark. Now you see, because this is a CSV file, I have to say read CSV, not Excel. So go and change it to read CSV.
Okay.
Read CSV. Or your control enter, let's see. Oh,
Village
Village people don't allow this to come up.
Well,
This is how the village people are disturbing me yesterday.
They have come. Now let me try to understand why this is not working. Now it's saying OS error. Please, under that your import,
Yes.
under that your import, type import OS. Let me see. Import OS. In where you're importing your libraries.
Okay.
Type import OS. Let me see. In a new line.
Okay. Reports.
Import OS. Import OS.
Okay. Import OS. Sorry, can you hear me? OS.
Have you run that? Control Enter, have you run it now?
Yes.
Okay, if you have run it now, try and run that other line. Let me see.
Okay.
Okay, come
It's
down
still
to
the same.
go down to the last. Let me see the error that is given. Go down to the last. So it says invalid arguments. User. So OS error. OS error. Somebody else say has this error. Is it the same error, exactly the same error is given?
Yeah.
Mine is name error.
Your name error. No, that name error is not an issue. Name
Okay.
error is not an issue. Use that one. That one, just check the name. Check the name. Something is missing that name. Okay. I'm just trying to see how to read that your own. Now, let me see something there. Please open that file again. Open that list again. Let me see. Now you know when you are opening. No, sorry. Open that your pandas. I mean, open that pandas. Your notebook. You know that when you're opening, you downloaded Anaconda, right?
Yes.
You downloaded Anaconda. Inside Anaconda, you have Jupyter Lab, Jupyter Notebook, right?
Yes.
We can try another of them, but let me try something. Hold on. Let me try something. Yeah? After that, your import data, just press enter. After import data, press enter. Yes.
Control Enter.
Yes, and just press enter. The next line. So maybe probably just type df equal to
Sorry.
uh,
Equal to.
DF.
Sorry. Okay, DF
DF.
equal to.
Mhm. Okay, no, don't worry. Even that line where you have DF, that's what I want to type. That's you type. But after that last comma, put comma again. After that last quotation mark, put comma. Put comma there, yes, put comma. Type engine.
ND.
Engine. No, car engine now. Car engine.
Engine. Okay.
Car engine. Engine equal to Python. Put the quotation mark Python.
Equal to.
Python. Those quotation mark. Oh yeah, wrong. Let me see.
It's not equal to.
Put equal to.
Okay.
See the same thing. Go down. Let me see the last error. What the error is giving me. Now, I'm seeing. Go to your file. Go to file. Go click on file. Click on file. File. Click on open.
Okay.
Click on desktop. Desktop. Just scroll down a bit. You see desktop. Click on desktop. Just click on desktop. The file is here, right?
Sorry, let me check. I've
That
not seen
file
it yet.
It's in this your desktop here somewhere. Check.
Okay,
I
it's
can
there.
I can see sales. Okay, good. So click on your open now. Go up. Now click on open. Open new. Open new. On your right. Open new.
Okay.
Yes. Click on Python 3 there. All right. Now type import pandas as PD.
What? Panda. Sorry, import
Pandas. S pandas as PD.
as
PD now. No, not to give space. Give space.
as
As PD exactly. PD.
DD.
PD, pandas, PD.
Okay, PD.
Yes, remove that your hashtag, remove that your comments. Remove that. Run it, Control Enter. Go to the next line. Press alternate enter to go to the next line. Alternate enter. So now type that your df equals to PD dot PD. PD, sir. PD.
Okay, PD dot.
Read. Which one do you have copied now? Is it CSV or Excel?
CSV.
So underscore CSV. Open brackets. Paste it now. Paste the part. Then read it on read. Press R on top. Press R in front of that your this thing. R. No, now in front of the C, in front of the. Yes.
Yeah.
No, in fact,
Okay.
no, just run it like this, run it like no, remove that. Remove that space, so remove that space. Run it like this. Control Enter. So now put that R in front of it. Now let me see. Put the R in front of it. Let me see where you should come from now.
Yeah.
No, the beginning now.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Beginning of the C now, where you have that your file path now, beginning of it. In front of your first quotation mark.
Okay.
Immediately after the brackets. Immediately after the first bracket.
Okay.
Press, run it now, let me see. Congratulations. That's work now.
That's work.
Press alternate enter now. Go to the next line. Just add new lines, add new lines, add new lines. So I press DF, let's see. Oh, I run it.
Oh. Congratulations to me. Thank you, sir.
Try the Excel version, try the Excel, try with Excel to whether it work. But that's it. So try with Excel too. Then there is X, that is X, no X, L, S, X. But your X, add X to it. X, L, S, X.
XLS.
S, X, the last one, after the S, X again.
Okay.
X. Then your sales, I think the smaller letter, I think I saw your was small case. The
Okay,
sales,
maybe I.
the
Okay,
sales
yes.
are the small cases. Control enter. Run. Voila.
Okay.
All
So
right.
it's working now.
All right, thank God.
Please, can I share my
Oh,
screen?
I wanted to share my.
Same thing now. Yeah, let's share.
Okay.
Listen, when you're having this type of issues, don't wait for class. Do it in this. Put it on the group so we can sort it out before class. You get?
Okay.
So what is the problem you have here? DF not defined. You see your first line, you have not run it yet. That first one, you have not run it yet. That's why.
Which one?
That first line, you have not run it. Press Ctrl Enter, run that line first. Press Ctrl Enter.
I've done that.
Ctrl Enter, you have not done that. Ctrl Enter, you have not done that. Press Ctrl Z. Press Ctrl Z first. Ctrl Z.
Control Z.
Press again. Press Ctrl Z again. Press it again. Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z.
That's
That's it. Okay, just click on run. Click on run. Click run. Click run. Click run. Run. Click run. Yes, click it. Good. Go to the next one now. You sure you copied the right path, right? Hold on. No. You are sure you copied the right path?
yes.
Oh yeah, click run there.
Same thing.
No. In front of that bracket, press R. In front of that bracket, put R there. In front of that bracket, put R.
Which one?
Yes, that bracket, exactly.
Arrow.
Yes. In front of the bracket, just after the bracket, just after the bracket.
Yeah.
That's before, after the bracket. No, man, the same place where you are now. Where you put the brackets. The next, is exactly.
Okay.
Press R there. Oh, yeah, run it now. Let me see. That's it now. Yeah, run the next line. Run the next line now. Run the next line where you have line 5. Where you have line 5 now. Run the next one there. Run it.
Oh.
That's it now.
Yeah. Thanks.
Why is my own still not working?
Hello. Let's sort that out for you. Okay, I wanted to send you guys some other files, right? So share your screen while I'm sharing the screen. Please, guys, when you're having any issues, always put it on the chat group, right? At least you can always learn from different errors that we have. So the same problem, no space, no space, no space. Wrong. Hopefully the links will not be at work. I type DF and run it and let's see. Hopefully they will not be at work. Voila. Great. Are we there now? Customers. Product. And probably maybe sales. Okay, I've sent, how many files have I sent now? How many files have I sent? So that's like 5 files, has it not?
5. Yes, sir.
So 1 Excel, 4 CSV files, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Yes.
So now we now know how to import the file, isn't it? We now know how to import the file, isn't it? So let me go back and share. Okay. All right, so we have imported this file, isn't it? So once we have done this, we just need to what? We'll just look through the file, isn't it? Just remember, if you want to do your explore, just explore the data, what's going on. If I want to see the shape, right? How do I see the shape? It will be what? df.shape, right? But most time you are going to see the shape here. So you can just see the shape here, just exactly, just to know how many rows, how many columns. If you want to check the info, right? Just type df.info. If you run it this way, you see this one will just show you the entire data, but if not, you just put it in brackets. Then you have that, you just show you the details of it, okay? So the data type, right? The number of transactions there, or number of moves there, okay? Then if I want to see the first 5 headers, the first 5 rows, I'll say df.head. Isn't it? If I want to see the last, if I'll say df.what tail. I think we understand this. We did this one yesterday now, right? So we can do this head tail. I think we remember how to do this, right? Good.
Yes,
So if I
sir.
want to see the column, df.column, so I'll just see the column names. So because you know that Python is extremely case sensitive. Extremely case sensitive. Okay. So that's why you must always call the column so that you can copy the exact name so that you don't make mistake just in case. So that's your df.what columns. Okay. What else did we look at? What else did we look at? So the same way, if I want to check, maybe for example, if I want to look at, let's say I want to look at region, isn't it? I want to pick region and see what's going on with the region. I can say, so if I want to select a particular column, I'll just do this, df region. You'll notice that the region will come out, isn't it? So this is the region. So if I want to read the, what do you call it now? I want to just get the average or the count. So I can say df.count. If I just put in bracket there, so you can say, okay, this is the number, so that's the count. But if I want to now arrange it, so for the region now, what is the unique region? So I say df.what? Unique. What did it say? No attribute unique. Why is it giving us this? No attribute unique. Why is it giving that? So what we can just do here, what was our region, right? So unique. Okay, so that was good. So note that I have put double quotation brackets. The only time you use your double brackets here is if I'm selecting multiple columns. So for example, I want to see maybe the region. I want to see what again? Which other column do you want to select? Region, what again?
Units.
Unit, so region and units, right? I want to see region and what units. the region and unit. So you see, in that case, I can just use the double brackets. But if it's just one column I'm working with, then again, remember, so that in case we make any mistake, that's our DF. You know, we can create it into somewhere else. Maybe I can just call it backup. Same name backup not defined. Sorry. The other way around. So I have to call it backup. Backup equals to DF. So anytime I make any mistake in my DF, I can always go to backup. So somebody remind me the name that is called backup, right? In case I make mistake. All right. So if you want to just read it, so we can just do DF region, right? Dot maybe what value count. So just like we did our pivot table, remember our pivot table just now?
Yeah.
Value count. So just like what you have in your pivot, but here is doing the count for you, right? So if we want to do, so that's value count, can we do average? So can we do the mean? So that work. You see, mean will not allow us to do that, just the way we have done it.
Sorry, Dr. Francis.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, please. How do I do the big brackets?
Okay, the compound brackets.
Yeah, the compound brackets.
You will see your curly bracket. This is your curly bracket, right? This is your curly bracket. So if you want to do, just
Yes.
shift on that bracket. Just press the bracket itself, not the curly. Just press the bracket. Just,
Oh, okay.
just
No
close your
shift.
back. Eh?
No shift before
No
it.
shift. No shift. No shift.
Okay.
No shift.
All right.
No shift. Yeah. All right. Where are we now? Okay, so we're trying to show you how to select and do a range, right? Now, even when you want to do this, so for example, now this region, we're doing a value count, right? But much later, I'll show you how to do it like a proper pivot table. Because here there's something they call group by. Okay, group by. So just the way we did our pivot table, right? Just the way, same way we did our pivot table. In SQL, you have what they call group by, is it not? You have your group by. That's the same way in Python, we also have our what? Group by. Okay. So for example, I can have df dot group by what? Region. Is it not? Group by what? Region. Maybe I want to do the mean. That's like the average. Can you see that? So to group by region. So if you just take all the what do you call it now? All your quantitative data, right? So your unit, your price, you take the average of each for each region. So you can see it at a glance. You know, in Excel, you have to specify which one you are taking, whether it's the row or the column you are taking. But here, it will just arrange everything for you at once. Just arrange everything for you at once. Have we got this now?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, where did you miss it?
My own didn't run.
So what did he say? So df dot group by open bracket, make sure there's no space. There's no space.
Space in front of.
There's no space.
No space.
No space.
error is even more than all I have typed
Plenty
this
of-
morning.
Okay, let me see.
Hmm?
Please, so when we are learning this Python, especially programming, right? The more errors you have, the better. That's when you learn what not to do. But if I am typing it, you are typing and you are getting exactly the same thing, you are not learning. So share your screen, let us see what the problem is. Go down, let me see, go to the end, let me see, go to the end. Go down. This one is from village.
But it's scary.
But go, let me just see what's going on. This does not, this is more like, let me see, go up, go up, go up. Let me see the title of the error. Hold on. Not implemented error. Aggregate. Try another variable. Let me see. Try another variable.
Average.
Maybe no, try another variable. Let's say another variable. Change that to your region. Change your region. Change your region to maybe category. Type category. Let me see. Run. Let me see. VF goodbye. 30. Put value count. Let me see value counts in this one. Let me see value counts.
Okay.
Okay, this one you are using goodbye, right? So goodbye is not a giving issue. Python 3. Can it be 5? Because it's supposed to work, but I don't know.
So I'm having the same problem.
You're having the same problem.
Yes.
Okay, you're having the same problem. Okay. You know, if you're having the
Myself too.
you have the problem, same problem too.
Yes.
Okay. Now you know what we'll do. Let's go to pivot tables. Let's go to pivot table.
Okay.
Stop sharing. Stop sharing. Let me show
Okay.
you. So try pivot table. Let's see pivot table work. So the way you have pivot table in Excel, that's the same way you have pivot table in Python. Okay. So here we'll have df. So what did I use here? So region, right? So I'll have df dot what? Pivot table. So df pivot table. Pivot table. Okay. Now you know your pivot table, you have your row. You see what? You have your row, you have your values. Do you remember your pivot table in Excel? You know there are 4 quadrants. You have your value, you have your row, you have your column, is it not? And you have your filter, something like filter. So I don't think it has filter here. But it has row. This row is what they call the index. You see that? This your value, right? So this is your value. So it has the same thing as value. But you know, when you take your value, when you take, for example, region to your row and take your sales to your value, what does it do for you? You notice it's going to aggregate it for you, is it not? It's going to aggregate, and by default, it's going to do a sum for you. So either you change it from sum to what? Average, is it not? To the mean.
Yes.
Exactly the same way we are going to work here. Okay. So here, I'll first of all need to get what the row, right? But in this case, our row is called the index. The row is called what? Index. So our index here will be, let's say, region. Will be the region, is it not? Now, you know where you put your values, the values. So what are our values now? Let's put what should be our values now? So let's aggregate it by default, usually sum. So aggregate function aggregate function is what? Let's put sum. Let's put this to work. So that's it. So you see, this is exactly what we have done here. You know, something like this. Okay. So this is the sum. Did I use sum? Okay, this was the mean, but this is for sum. So if I have done sum here, let me do sum. So you see, this result is exactly what I should have here. So test run it, whether you have this, whether it works now. Now, but you see the warning is giving us that pivot table dropped a column because it failed to aggregate, right? Now you see sometimes it can give you warning that some versions later may not likely work. So probably that's what's happening in your own case. But test run is whether it works.
More errors.
So pivot table index, it doesn't work. Share your screen, let me see.
Yeah. So look at it. TF.pivot table index.
Okay, so this is what now. So df pivot table index equals to what?
Region.
Mhm.
Add function.
Aggregate
Equals.
equal to sum. Close bracket. Looks okay now. Scroll down to the end. Let me see what that. Wait, hold on, let me see. Date time does not support some form of operations. Just type df, go to a and type df. Let me see your data. Just type df. Let me see the data you're working with. So we selected region, right?
Yeah.
Press df.info. Press df.info. Let me see how you begin your own. df.info. No, on top there, just type .info. .info, yeah. Open and close brackets.
Oh.
Run it. Aha, so let me see your region object there. It's still normally now. It's still normally. Okay, go up. Try change that sum, change it to mean. Let me see whether is the sum function or the mean function, or generally it's not working. So change it to the mean.
Oh.
Same error.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. Like means are in full control.
I have the same error as well.
Same error. Okay, now let me ask when we downloaded our stop sharing, open your Anaconda, let me see.
Yeah.
Open your Anaconda. You will see you have a Jupyter Lab, right?
Okay.
Try Jupyter Lab.
Yes.
I have not tried Jupyter Lab. This is why normally you will normally have different IDE, just in case it doesn't work. But I don't know whether it's from where we downloaded. If it was the same source we downloaded that is giving us issues.
Is it here? There. This one.
Well, so you see Jupyter Lab. Open Jupyter Lab. Let me see Jupyter Lab.
That's this one.
Yes, Jupyter Lab. So click on it. Click on it, see if it will open.
I clicked on it, it's not open.
It's not opening.
No.
Scroll down a bit. Let's see like launch. Scroll down a bit. Scroll down. Let me see. Scroll down.
Okay.
Unless it's not installed. Okay, it's not. Wait, it's not installed. Wait, so even your now where did you open this your Jupyter notebook from?
Oh no, that's I opened the one I installed already.
Click
Before
install.
now.
Click this one. Click install. Click install from this your Jupyter notebook. Click install.
The notebook or the lab?
The notebook. This notebook. Click install. Let me see.
Take a while.
When you finish installing it, you open it from here. Then try it again.
Okay.
Those who are having
Let me stop sharing, right?
yeah, you can stop sharing, yes. Those who have the same issues, please. Once it's ready, just draw my attention to it.
Okay.
All right. So it's just the same way, it's not like some data you put in one Excel file, it's not. You open your colleague's own, it's open. You open your own, it's not working. So those are the kind of issues that you can also have. That's why normally you have different versions or different IDEs where you can actually run them. Okay, so what I just wanted to show you that just the same way you have your pivot table in Excel, right? You also have your pivot table here in Python. Okay, you also have your pivot table. Okay, you also have the pivot table. So if I want to run my pivot table, so look at my, let me read my column. So df.columns. So I have, let's say, dates, products. Okay, let's say 60. So let me see 60. So I can have df dot what? Pivot what table. Are we there? Then in place of I'll say index is what? Is 50. Comma. Aggregate function. Right? Is what? By default, just put sum there. Okay. But if I don't want the sum, then I can do what? The mean. Right? Like the average, the mean. Can you see that?
Mine is not coming up at all.
What do you want to say?
It's saying key error.
Key error is a different problem. So share your screen, let me see.
Okay.
Key error is a different problem. Some errors are hopeless, some have hope. I think your own may have hope. So I think your own problem is coming from your products. Can you see you're using lowercase products?
I'm using what?
Lowercase product. Check your table, check your columns, check your columns, check your column names.
Okay, capital letter.
Now, but this is not the same data we are working with, right?
No.
Okay, you're using another data.
I'm using another data.
Let's see. Control enter.
Run, right? Okay. Voila.
Anyway, because the data you are using, right? So it's just picking up. Scroll up, let me see. Just scroll up, maybe let me see your syntax. But it's working for you, though. It's working for you. Just the data that you are using. Go on the chat now. I sent you this thing now.
I said you have to resend. Share is the first one you earlier sent.
Yes, now.
I didn't get it. I logged in. I can't use it from the system I'm using. But if you reshare, I will get it. I'll get it now.
Sales, right? Was it sales I called it? Sales, okay. I've sent it again. So
Okay, thank you.
okay, it's on WhatsApp. Thank you, Chinelo. It's on WhatsApp. Okay, but I've sent it again. All right, so you can stop sharing.
Okay.
But at least yours work. Guys, your own there's hope for you. If it's just me, there's hope for your own. All right. Okay, so that's fine. So the same, you see that exactly what we did in Power in Excel, is it not? You take your values, the containing data to the row, take your this into the values. So that one you take to the row is what they call the index. Okay, it's called what? The index. But just the same way, I want to take to the row and the columns, right? I want to take to the row and the columns. Okay, so in that case, I will need to specify. Okay, I will now need to what? Specify which is the row, which will be the what? Columns. Okay, which is the row and which is what? The columns. Okay, so let's say, for example, I want to take my products by region. This is not take product by region and get the sum. Okay, I want to take the product by region and get the sum. Okay, let's look at it. Let's say city by region. Okay, let's see city by product. So let's say city by product. Is that okay? Let's add city by product. So it means product should it come to where? Where do you want product? Should it be on the row or on the column? Product, you want to be on the row or on the column?
I think row.
Row, on the row, right? Good. So it will be df dot what? Pivot table. I'll say index is equal to what? Product, right? Product. So in case you're not sure of your spelling, always call df dot column so that I can see your spellings. So product, right? Comma. Columns. What will be on my columns? What will be on my column now?
City.
City. So I'll put the city there. What will be the values? What values do you want to aggregate it by? What value do you want to aggregate it by? You know you have price.
Revenue.
Which one?
Revenue or price?
Revenue. So let's say revenue. Is it not? How do we want to aggregate it? How do you want to aggregate it? How do you want to aggregate it? Do you want to find the average, the total, the median, the count? How do you want to aggregate it?
I think the mean is fine.
The mean, okay. So you want the mean. So that's it now. Can you see what it looks like now? If I wanted the total, I'll just copy this and change it to what? Sum. Can you see that? Now this is total, this is the average. So you see, this was when we were dealing with just one variable, is it not? But we now looked at it based on the different aggregation. Now, sometimes you see that because the value, do you notice that the values are so large? You see the values are so large and scary, is it not? If you were in Excel, how will you do it? If you're in Excel now, the values are looking this large, what will you do?
I think you separate it with that percentage.
With what?
The commas and
the what? Comma, right? Comma separator, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah, but you know that comma separator will now round it up to how many decimal places?
2.
2, is it not? So the same way, you can also do that here, but here we just call it what? Round. So round. You just say round. So I'll open back round. to 2 decimal places. Can you see now it looks cleaner now?
Yeah.
You see that? So that let's not be looking scary. Let me undo. Let me take it to a new line, right? So that we can see it. So if I want to round it, I'll just come here. Once I've written my function, then now come here into round. So now round it. Now it looks cleaner.
So I noticed that because you didn't put 2 here, you just rounded it off to 1.
Okay,
Is that
one.
like a default?
Yes, so I'll put it 2, I'll put comma 2. So 2 decimal places. I hope we are clear. Are we clear with this? Yeah, have we got it now? So you have seen how your pivot table works in Excel and also works in what? Python. Okay. So let me even see, even if you want to, for example, run which one that was just now? Okay, product. So that's city. Okay, city. Okay, let me take city here. Let me remove the columns. Then let me say value. Can you see what I've done now? So just like the way we did it in Excel, you know, I'll take my city to the row, isn't it? Then take my revenue to the values. Can you see that now? My city to the row and this to the values. Then if I want to round up, I'll just say round. Maybe to 2 decimal places if I have to, but there's nothing to round there. So here was doing the sum. It means if I want to find on average, then what will I do? I'll change it to what? The mean. Can I see that? I'll change it to the mean. If I want to do the median, I'll change it to what? Median. Can I see that? If I want to change it to the count, if I want to do a count.
Dr. Francis, please, that median gave a very interesting. So see,
This, right?
60003 in like 4 cities.
003. Okay, let's see what happened there, right? So let's see what happened there. So this is what for what revenue now, right? So for each of the states. So let's see. So here, so let me bring out my state, right? So let's bring out the city and let's bring out what? The revenue. Can you see that? If I say dot, was it median? You see, this was the median that I gave.
Yes.
That was the median that I gave, right? So that's
Yeah.
the value. Okay. So we run that. If you say DF, we can see 6013, 6013. You know, normally, if in case, for example, if you had to sort it out, right? if you were to sort it out, so let's say, for example, I want to, okay, so let me just call this one, let me call it D, right? So let me call it D. So D, so this D, sorry, no, D. Let me remove from here, D, right? Okay, so I have this now, right? So I want to sort it now, right? So if I want to do is, if I want to sort it, I'll just say D dot, maybe sort, D dot what? Sort values. By what? How, what do you want to sort it by? The revenue, right?
Yeah.
Now, you know, by default, in all softwares, it's always going to be in ascending order. It's always going to be in ascending. That means lowest to highest, isn't it?
Mm.
So we want to make it by default. What would we now do? So it will now be what? Ascending equals to what? False. So now give us from highest to what? Lowest. So I can see Abuja on the highest. So the median value is the middle, isn't it? So that middle value that it gave us for is those that middle value
6003.
median, right? So and the middle value is what? But is there a large difference between our mean and our median? Is the difference large?
Mm.
Is it large enough?
Not really.
6,000, 7,000, 9,000, 9,000, 9,000. Now, you look at this one now. You see, for the average of your mean in Abuja and the median in Abuja, you see there's a large difference.
Yeah.
Almost double of it. Right? It's almost double of it. So if I was to choose, right, if I have run the same data, right, and I ran the mean, I ran the median, and they were different. The average was large, while the median was smaller. Which one will you rely on? The median or the average? Or the mean? Which one will you rely on?
The median.
The median, right? So why is usually that difference between the average and your median? The mean and median. Why is it usually large like that?
Maybe there's an outlier.
Probably there's an outlier, is it not? Probably there's what? An outlier. Okay. Probably there's an outlier. So what we can now do, if I want to now summarize it, we can just say D dot describe. Describe. That's like your descriptive statistics. Can you see that? So this is your mean, your count. This is your average, isn't it? This is what now? The minimum. This is your maximum. This is the lowest value, and this is the maximum value. So can you see the distance, the gap between what? Your maximum and minimum. Can you see the gap, the range?
Yes.
So what does that tell you?
There's a figure that is very high somewhere.
Very high. So that indicates there's presence of what? An outlier. Do you see that? So in that case, which are we going to rely on now?
Median.
Yeah, the median. I hope we are clear. Because sometimes, once there's a presence of an outlier, your mean will be misleading. Okay? That's your average value will normally be misleading. So instead, you will rely on what? You see that 50% you are seeing here is the median value. Can you see the mean of it? This is the mean and this is the median. Okay? So because of the presence of an outlier, you rather what? Rely on what? The median value. So that's exactly what you are seeing here. I hope you are clear.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah? Who was installing the Jupyter notebook? Has it finished installing?
It's me.
Has it installed?
It's still installing.
Oh, it's still installing, okay. All right, now sometimes, so even when, for example, we have our entire data set, although we have not come into, okay, although it's still part of the analysis. So you see, when I have my data set like this, if I want to just describe it, do your summary statistics, or you just say descriptive style, you just say df.describe, you just summarize everything for you. And you see that just summarize everything. So this is the unit, the price, so there is the minimum, the maximum, and all. So that's described. The same way, if I want to find relationship, right, between maybe price, what's the relationship between price and units? Or units and revenue? What should be the relationship? What is the relationship between the units and revenue? Positive or negative?
It should be positive because the higher the unit.
Generally, it should be positive, right? What about price? What do you think? Price and revenue.
Still positive, I think.
Positive. The higher the price, the higher the revenue.
The higher the price, so you expect to be positive, you know. So in Excel, what's the function to run correlation in Excel?
Equals correlation.
Correlate, is it not?
Yeah.
Now I have it in Excel. The same thing in Python. df.correlate. I have a correlation there. So what are we seeing here now? I hope you know how to interpret it, right? You know the diagonals is perfect correlation. So you're going to be interpreting one after the other. So price units, price revenue. Revenue units, revenue price. Can you see that? So now it depends on what you're interested in. So if I'm interested in relationship between units and revenue, I will interpret this. So how do we interpret this? The correlation coefficient of what? 0.52. So what does it tell us? That there exists a positive relationship between what? Revenue and what? The units. Right? And this relationship is about what? 52%. Is it strong or weak? Strong or weak? Is this relationship strong or weak?
I'll say weak.
Weak. Why do you say weak?
It's less than 0.9. I can't remember honestly.
Okay, so normally baseline usually pass mark in exam is 60%, you know. Pass mark in exam is 60%. So anything 50 and above, we say is strong. However, if you want to argue, you can say it is fairly strong. Depends on how you want to argue it. Sometimes even 48%, you say fairly strong. I don't know. But you can just say strong. There is strong relationship. Right? Because sometimes interpretation can be subjective. But here, 50%, anything above 50, we say is strong. Below 50%, we say is weak. Okay? What is the relationship between price and revenue? What is the relationship between price and revenue? What is the relationship between price and revenue?
There's a negative relationship.
There's where did you see negative relationship? Price and revenue.
It's positive relationship.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at units and price.
So how we interpret that? How we interpret it? How do we interpret that relationship?
The weak positive correlation.
A weak positive correlation, isn't it? A weak positive correlation. Okay. So remember, correlation tells us two things. What are they? The direction and what? The strength. In terms of direction, it tells us whether it is positive or negative. In terms of the strength, it tells us whether it is what, strong or weak. You know? But of these two, which is more important, direction or strength? Which is more important?
Direction.
Direction, you know, the direction first, how we need to know. Are they moving together or are they going in opposite direction? Okay. So we are not saying that one is causing the other. We are just saying whether they are moving in the same direction or going in opposite direction. That's all. Okay. So most time we just look at what the direction in which it's going. So that if we want to do any prediction, we can already predict the direction it should go. You know, that if we increase price, what is likely going to happen to our revenue? It's likely going to what? Increase.
Increase.
That's just it. You know, while units and price shows you a negative relationship, does that conform with theory? All things being equal, right? You tell you that the higher the price, what happens to quantity demanded? What happens to quantity demanded?
Reduces.
It will reduce, which shows what? A negative what relationship. That's what you are seeing there. Can you see that? So from the consumer part, this is what you are looking at, right? From the business side, this is what you're also looking at. So it means that if we further increase price, what happens? If we further increase price, what will likely happen?
Quantity will fall. Unit will fall.
Quantity will also what fall, is it not? But the relationship is weak, but we at least we have an idea of the direction it's going. Okay. So that's why whenever you want to start your analysis, you see the first thing we did just to explore the data, what does it look like, the shape of the data, we check different things. You know. Then if you quickly want to start your analysis, you can now do what? Describe. You can just do describe, is it not? But if I want to make it transpose, I can just do your thing. And I can transpose it this way. Depends on how you want to read it. Okay. Then I can also do my what? Correlation. Correlation, can you transpose correlation? I mean, either way to see the same thing. All right. So you can also do your descriptive statistics, your correlation. You see how easy it is to run correlation here?
Yeah.
All right. I hope you are clear with this. So all those
Yes.
analysis we normally do in your Excel, right? Your pivot tables. Okay. Okay, share your screen, your pivot table. Now, on that your Jupyter, on that your Anaconda now. Can you see launch your Jupyter notebook from your Anaconda? Launch your Jupyter notebook from Anaconda. And share your screen. Let's see.
Okay, hold on, let me share. You're saying I should launch here?
Yes, launch. Is that your Anaconda, right?
Yes.
When you launch your Anaconda, it will give you your work. When your Jupyter notebook, look at your Jupyter notebook now. Can you launch it from there? If you have installed it, launch.
Okay.
Launch it from there. So let's know whether it is the initial version that you have used or we know it's village people.
I don't know why it's slow. Okay. Let's come up.
You know what?
It's up now. Can you see it?
No, share it. Stop sharing and share it again.
Oh, okay. Was it?
Okay, new. Anyway, but just hold on. Click on your desktop. Click on desktop first. Click on desktop. Desktop.
Okay.
Click on your desktop. Click on there. Just click on desktop. Click on desktop. Click on desktop.
I have.
You are close.
This is it.
Click on desktop.
Okay.
Yes. Now you have. Can you see your file there now?
Yes.
Go and click new now. Click new. Open. Great. Now go to that file now. So import the files first. To import the files. Import pandas as PD. No, leave NumPy for now. We don't need NumPy for this.
Okay.
Pandas as PD. Around that. No module named pandas. Hey. We have done.
Is it panda or panda?
Pandas.
I don't know why.
Let us see. Module not found.
Uh-huh.
Alright, let's go. Hold on. Don't worry. Don't worry. You need it. So anytime you have a module not found there, cancel. It's supposed to have installed everything. It should probably pre-installed now. Okay, type pip install. Type pip install. PIP. Pip install. Space. After the pip.
Okay.
Pip install. No. The space now after the PIP. Pip install pandas.
Space?
Yes, after the install, put space pandas.
Okay. Is that it?
I don't know. Is it working?
Didn't bring down error.
You see, anytime you see that star means it's loading.
Okay.
That star means it's loading. So have started loading since now. But that your Anaconda should have installed everything. I don't know why. Okay, just let it be loading first. I hope after all this loading, they will not come and give us problem. All right, so let's see now. Collecting. All right, good. You may need to restart your camera. Oh yeah, close it and start again. Close it and start again.
I should
Close this.
close how here?
No, from your look at it down. On top of that listing now. On the tab, close the tab, close this tab, close this tab. You know where you have your decks. Look at your Jupyter notebooks now. You have the first one now. You see Untitled Jupyter desktop, then you have Untitled again. So close it, go up a bit. On the tab.
Oh,
On
I don't
top,
know
on
where.
the tab.
Here?
On your tab. No, go up, go to your left a bit. Go to your left a bit.
Okay. Oh, here.
Look at your tabs. Can I see your web pages on top now? You see on your web pages on top. If you are
Okay,
trying to
so
take from
I
one
think
web page
this
to another,
is
from one page to another.
okay. Am I in the right direction here?
Go up a bit. Move up a bit. Move up a bit.
That's here.
Can you still move up a bit? Then scroll it to your left a bit. Scroll to your left a bit. Scroll to your left a bit.
Okay, this is covering it. That's why on my screen.
Okay, that's why. So remove whatever is covering it. Then you see the tab, then close it and start
Okay.
again.
Let me see. Where I'm chatting from is closing it. Let me stop sharing.
Okay, all right. Then open it and start again. Then let us know that.
Okay.
All right. So let's continue. All right. So what we have looked at so far, that just the same way we have in Excel, isn't it? We first of all open our Excel file, isn't it? Look through it, isn't it? Most time we assume that the data is clean. So what we are working with is clean data. Okay. We are looking at clean data. All right. So once we have seen the data, the next thing we'll do in Excel is to do a pivot table. You know, I'll take my variable, take it to the row, take my value, take my whatever value to values. Then I'll have my table. So that's what we have done with our pivot table. Further, we can also do descriptive statistics just to summarize the entire data, do a summary statistics. Isn't it? Then we can do what? A correlation analysis. Have you seen how we have been doing the analysis now? So all those questions they are asking, which region has the most sales? That's how we are going to answer it because of the title. But the only difference is that, yes, in Excel it is easier. But remember, when the volume of transaction is so large, maybe 3 million, 4 million, 5 million transactions, there's no way you can do that kind of analysis in Excel. So that is why the easiest tool to use is what? Your Python. So Python can easily what? Do that. I hope that is clear now. Are we clear?
Yes.
All right, great.
Sure.
You know that, for example, let's see. You know, if you are trying to, let me see how I can use. Let me see the data we can use. Okay. So this was the correlation analysis, speaking statistics. Okay. So let's look at this. So now, if you want to answer those questions, by product, category, sales rep, we can answer that with pivot table now, isn't it? So if I want to know which sales rep has the most sales, which sales rep has the most sales, what do we do? Which sales rep has the most sales? Which sales rep has the most sales? Which sales rep has the most sales? So how would we do that? Which sales rep has the most sales? What do we do?
Revenue and sales rep.
So I'll take rep and sales revenue. Those are the two variables you are working with. Okay. So it will be df dot what? Pivot table. So on my row is called the index. So index will be what? Sales rep, right? Sales rep. Now, because I'm only working with one variable, so it's rep and revenue. So what I'll just do, I can just simply take my values equals to what? Equals to what? Revenue. Well, how do I want to aggregate it?
Index.
Aggregate function will be what? What should be my aggregate function? Which sales rep has the most sales?
Sum.
Sum, right? So total, right? So sum. Can you see that? So which sales rep has the most sales?
Kemi.
Kemi, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh no, wait. Can we separate the numbers?
Yeah, that's another. So the way Python comes is not exactly the way you have it in Excel, right? So it doesn't make it, because if you now decide to make it like, so let's see, can we also sort it? Can we also sort it? Although, all those
It's
other
still
ones,
Kemi.
yeah, it's Kemi, right?
It's Kemi, yes. 3
Okay,
points.
Kemi. Kemi, all right. So, but if I wanted to ask, so we can look at it by sales revenue. What about unit sold? What about by the unit? By the units. Who sold the most units?
It's still Kemi.
Still Kemi, right? But you know it's also possible that somebody can have the largest revenue, but not by volume.
It will be the price then.
Do you get? Then even for example, like the number of transactions, then I can now do a count. By even the number of transactions, you can even do what? A count. So who had most? By even number of transactions.
That will be taller.
That would be what?
Taller.
Dollar, right? So you see, even when you want to argue them, so you can look at them from different dimensions. You know, so if you want to say the best, so how do you classify best? Best selling person? Is it by the value? Is it by the volume? When you say volume, it means like the unit sold, right? Or is it by the number of transactions? Can you see that? So here we can do what? The sum of the revenue, is what? Here we sum of the revenue. Here can be sum of what? The units. And here will just be simply what? A count. Okay. Same thing, we can also do, for example, the on average. So let's say on average, let's say for the revenue, on average, so on average, so let us put it to 2 decimal places, so we can do a round. So on average, who has the most revenue on average? Still Kelly? Is it still Kelly?
Yes.
Okay. Now you know that, let's say for example, can we also look for the maximum? Can we also get the maximum that each person has sold? Can we see the maximum each person has sold?
Yeah.
Maximum. So who has the maximum now?
It's still Kemi.
It's still Kemi, is it not? Now, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? What does that tell you?
Kemi is the best all around.
Is the best all round. Now, you know, sometimes for those, especially maybe in sales, you know, probably, you know, that depends on the kind of product again you are selling, right? So if you look at the kind of products that they are selling, so let's now try to understand, okay, what product does Kemi even sell? So what do we now do? What product does Kemi sell? So which product does she sell? So what do we now do? What product does she sell? So we have DF the what? So which variables are we going to be looking at? Which variables will we be looking at now?
Product.
So product, right?
Sales.
Is it product or products?
It's products.
Product.
Without
Okay.
without
Product.
S.
On the column, what will I have on the column? On the column, what will I have on the column?
Reps.
Sales rep, right? Sales rep. On the values, what will I have on the values? Will still be revenue, right?
Revenue.
Okay. And how do I want to aggregate it?
So
Data frame has no pivot tables. Is it pivot table or pivot tables?
table.
Table. You see, table and tables are not the same. Right. So what does that show you? So let's look at Kemi. What does Kemi sell? So what does Kemi sell? So she sells Apple product, so she has sold Apple, okay. So where did she make most of her sales from? Where does Kemi make most of her sales from?
OnePlus bots.
OnePlus board, right? So this is where most of our sales are coming from, right? Okay, so that's where she's making most of. Because you know, sometimes there are some products, you may be selling their products, right? Some people may just be selling only to premium clients. So somebody with a lower class of products, right, can sell many times, but the revenue may not be as much as somebody who may just sell just a one-off deal and they almost be the same thing as you get. So when you look at it in terms of volume, value, it's also important we understand that by the value, by the volume, then by the number of transactions. So the same way we can also aggregate it. So let's even look at it by different other levels. So we can even do, for example, we can even do a count. We can even do a count. Right? We can even do a count. So for Kemi 64, 32, 64, 35. And this is that. So that's maybe like the number of times you have done. Then let's say, for example, we want to do in units. In terms of units now, right? Okay, let us do a sum. So let's add up sum in units. Okay, so you can see it's one. So you see where the OnePlus was. Can you see how many she has sold? You can now see where it's coming out, where she made the most. So it's in terms of volume, right? That she has pushed out. So you see how we can break it down and start getting whatever insights we want. Now, if you look at who was now the lowest, who was the lowest? Who was the lowest? So if I want to get the lowest, now what do I do? I'll just change it to what minimum, is it not? I'll change it to what minimum. So who is the lowest? So the lowest unit sold that Kemi had sold was about 31. Right? So who is the lowest here? Okay, so you can see Ayo. Just one unit, is it not? Glory, 1 unit. Gloria, 1 unit, 1 unit. Can you see that? Now, salespeople, now those people are in sales and marketing. Now, what can we do to help these guys improve their own sales?
Oh.
So what can we do to push their own sales?
Training, and
Training,
they have
right?
to understudy Kemi.
To understand
What she's doing.
ahead. So can you see now, most times that's how exactly we use data to just, you may have just been seeing people sell, is it not? But sometimes data alone can now what? Break it down. You can now say, okay, this is what's actually going on. You can identify those who actually require what? Certain what training, isn't it? And know what they should be trained on. So sometimes don't just say we need training. Is it not? Each department will have specific things they are going to be what trained on. So for these sales people, is not probably one, what will now be possible reasons why they don't sell? What could be possible reason why they don't sell? What could be possible reason why they don't sell so much?
They probably don't have. So one of them is the resources, or in this case, since somebody is selling, just might be the knowledge.
Knowledge, right? Knowledge of the product, right?
Yes.
Knowledge of the product. Okay. What again?
Geographical location.
Location. So that can be another interesting point. You know, so we want to now check by region. Can we see that? We want to now check by region. We want to now check by region now. So DF dot what? Pivot table. Index. So let's put region there, right?
Region.
Right. Columns. What?
Sales rep.
Sales rep. Sorry. Values. What now?
Units.
Units. Okay. Then we can have aggregates function. So what should be our aggregate function?
Minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Okay, we want to still check the minimum. Okay, now by region.
Location of those that so minimum.
By region now. So by region, so let's see what's going on. So by region now, what's going on? So minimum. So does that mean that
Seems to be the only one in the north.
only one in the north, you know? So that's to tie with that explanation, right? So we have Kenny and Kede, right? And she seems to be only the one in the north. So what
Kene too is in the north.
based on what we are saying. But you know, this is the minimum, right? This is the minimum that we have seen, right? So even when we change it here to, for example, the total, let's say like to sum, you see the same thing that is going on. So we have only what? Kemi and Kene selling the what? The north. Right? So that's in terms of the volume. Then if I want to get it in terms of the value, what do we now do? In terms of the value, what do we now do? In terms of the value, what do we now do? We'll now change what? Units to what? Revenue, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
That is very revenue. All right. So we can now see why she has sold so much. Okay. So probably her and Ikene is known, but the difference is much, you know, between her and Ikene. It's like almost double. Okay. So at least now we understand why Kelly sells the most, you know, more than most other people. But
I think it's product knowledge.
Product could be product knowledge, one. What other reason we account for it?
I think target market.
Yeah?
A target market.
Our target market, right? Our target market. Our target market, isn't it? Our target market. Good. What other reason? Can we see why?
And you see exactly when you are interpreting the data, you see where your experience and domain knowledge now comes in. Data analyst can do all this, right? But you with your, if somebody who's in sales, right? Who is in sales and has been in sales for quite a while. Now, this is not the technical aspect. Now, you don't have to rely on anybody to understand it. Now, with your skill in data analytics now, you can now bring it to your domain of what? Sales. Then we now
Because I was going to say, what
Yeah.
if Kemi has been in the north longer than Kene has?
Thank
That means
you.
he has already captured that market before Kene
So
joined.
she has already captured, she has already her own
Yeah.
target, this is what they call it, our own clientele, right?
Her portfolio, yes.
Our own portfolio, exactly. So there's no way that any other person can just come in and what?
And take over. Yeah.
Can take over like that. Okay. So this is how you see how you keep questioning and questioning, is it not? So you get different insights. Now you now understand, okay, why certain things are happening. Okay. So that's why at the end of the analysis, once you have got the insight, this is now what I am going to present to management. Okay, what do we now do with this knowledge we have? Okay. So that because at the end of the day, all the analysis we do, it should drive three things for us. One, help us what increase revenues, isn't it? Two, help us increase profits, and also what reduce our costs. Can we see that? So whenever we are now presenting, we look for either how it's going to what increase revenue. So based on this, do we see opportunities on us increasing revenues for the business?
Yes, definitely.
So what can we do now?
So first of all, with this analysis, we now know that Kemi is thriving well in the north.
Yeah.
And so that means we're going to push more or expand the north, because that means there's a market there.
There's a market there, right?
Yes.
Market there. So what we can do is to what? Push, right?
Yes, push more products that way.
Yeah.
And open up. So if, for instance, she's only, because the north is large, if she's probably in the northwest only or somewhere, still push to the other areas in the north, or just have more people so that we're not losing market share somehow. I don't know how to put it.
Yeah.
Then for the south where you have more people, but then we're not getting enough revenue from there.
Yeah.
So we could close up that gap if it's product knowledge or it's just us. I don't know what we can say the problem is now.
Okay.
But just close the gap that we have identified.
And you see that's where your experience now comes in. You know, this is where we now do brainstorming sessions, right? To start seeing what possible reason. And that's why as most managers, you don't really need another group of people to now come into it. You yourself with your data analytics skills now can now sit down and dissect that data, isn't it? So when you are presenting to the board or to the management, this strategy, what we need to what, go to this market or push whatever product, we are backing it with what the data. I hope that's clear. Are we clear with this? So you see whether we are doing it in Excel, in Python, at the end of the day, it's just a means to an end. It's not the end in itself. You see that it's just a means to an end. The only reason we are coming to Python is we are assuming that imagine the volume of transaction of data was about 3 million. This same data would have wanted to do in Excel, but because of Excel's limitation, I can't do it in Excel. So what do? I push it here in Python and what? Do my what? Analysis. So just understand that all this is just a means to an end, not the end in itself. Okay? So it's just to aid you in what your decision was making. So I hope everybody were clear with pivot table now. Are we okay with pivot table?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Now let's
notice.
Hello. Okay, let me try and report. So there's one data called on pivoting. I think I said you guys, let's look at on pivoting. What was that file I used for pivot in what do I call this file? On pivot, sorry, not on pivot. The parts, let me look on pivot. Okay, so let me bring the pivot data. So let me call it, okay, let me just call it on. Should I call it on pivot or what should I call the table? The new data. Or should I still call it DF? What name should I call it? PD dot what? Reads Excel. So is DF okay? Now, please take note. Let me show you. Let me show you this now. You see that file on Pivot. Now, can you see this file on Pivot? You see, we have how many sheets do we have here? How many sheets do we have here?
3.
3 sheets. So on Pivot, the first sheet. On Pivot, 1 second sheet. Others.
That's,
Sheet. This was the one we did in Excel,
yes.
So let's on Pivot it in Pivot it here. Okay, so you can see the 3 sheets, right? So assuming now this was the sheet I wanted. By default, it gave me this sheet. This is the first sheet you give by default. So if I wanted this particular sheet on Pivot 1, I need to be specific the sheet name. Can you see that? If I wanted others, I need to be specific the others. All right. So let's see how we can do that. So I want to get Pivot 1, not on Pivot. Okay. I want to get the sheet code on Pivot. So if I want to get on Pivot, you see by default, this was on Pivot, the first one, is it not? So it means if I want to get on Pivot 1, then I have to tell it what sheet name equals to what? On Pivot 1. Is that how we spell it? On Pivot 1. Can you see that? That's the table there. If I wanted to get others, I can just say others is equals to, I'll change here to what? Others. And I'll have others here. Can you see that now? Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
So whenever we have a table like this, so this is what they call an unpivoted table. Oh, sorry, a pivot table. This is called a pivot table. It's called a pivot table. When you have different columns with different data, like it's called what? A pivot table. Okay. So what we want to do in this case, we want to what? Unpivot it. Okay. So unpivot it means that what? We are supposed to have the group. Let's say I want to have maybe the category, right? And we want to have maybe the sales amount or the sales. This is how we normally structure it before we start our analysis. Now, is that not how we do? So we have the category A, B, C. Then I have the values 1, 2, 3. So this is how we want to structure the data. Okay. So let's see how we can do this in with Python. Okay. Sorry. Oh, look, my data just. So I call it what DF, right? DF. Or that there was one I created just now. What was the on Pivot 1, right? Okay. So I call this on Pivot 1. I was thinking, let me call it. All right.
So DF. So we have it like this, you know. So
Yes.
normally when you have it like this, if I want to unpivot it, so to unpivot, there's something called stack. There's something called stack. Okay, it's called stack. So what I will do here, it will be df.stack. And I'm done. Can you see that?
Yes.
You see how easy it is? Imagine, can you do this on Excel like this?
No.
So you see where we say Python is very flexible, right? So if we are to put in a data frame now, what do we do? So if I was to put in a data frame, you know how we normally put in data frame? If we are to put in a data frame, how would we put in a data frame now? If I was to put in a data frame, I'll just say df equals to what? Okay, let me just call it, what do I call it? Unpivoted, right?
Yes,
Unpivoted
unpivoted.
data is equals to pd dot data frame, you know, pd dot data frame, and I'll use my bracket there, I hope. So if I say pivot data, can you see the unpivot data now?
Okay. Okay.
Is that not how it normally looks?
Yes.
Now, but you know, because it's reading it like almost like an index, right? Like an index and the header. You know, normally what we'll do is just to what? Reset this header, this index. So how do we reset the index? So I'll just say, what do I call this table? What do I call this one? DF, sorry, unpivoted data, okay. So I'll just say dot reset index, reset
Index.
index. So maybe I can just push it inside my unpivoted data. If I run on pivot data, can you see that now? That's not array. So what do I do next? What do I do next? What do I do next? You remember how the structure wants to be, right?
Yes.
So what do I do next? I want to remove this column, is it not? Then I will rename these headers. Is it not? I want to remove this column. So how do I remove the column? Remember, we did it yesterday and drop.
Yes. Drop.
Drop.
DF dots.
What are we dropping? If in case you are making mistake, just copy it like this. Just copy it. Or
Okay.
remember that your columns. Remember that your df dot columns. If you are not sure, just here I'll call it on pivot data dot columns. So once I've seen, okay, see the name here, I'll just copy it. Can I see that? So that I will not make it, because you know, Python is extremely case sensitive.
Sensitive.
Okay, so I'll just say drop. To leave it permanent or temporary?
Permanent.
Permanent, is it not? So remember again, so the columns I want to remove. So it will be axis equals to 1 and what? In place is equals to what?
True.
True. Anyway, so
In place is not spelled well.
In place. All right, so let's run that again and check. Beautiful. Oh, enemies. What have they done? So let me. It has not dropped, right?
It has not dropped.
So let's see why
Index.
has it refused to drop. Not found. That means it has dropped.
It has dropped. It just duplicated the index.
It just duplicated the index, right? So let me see. On pivot data. Okay, drop that level 1. It's just that index that I brought again, you know.
Yes.
So let's drop that 1. How do I? So let's drop it again. What am I doing? I'm dropping the index now, right? So GF. Did the index come out before? So on pivot data dot drop. You know, what am I dropping? What am I dropping? Index. Axis equals to 1, in place equals to 2. And let's go to drop. Okay, thank God. So what's the next thing we're going to do?
Rename.
Rename, is it not? So we have dot what? Rename, is it not?
Yeah.
Dot rename. We have columns, you know, columns. What are we renaming? We are renaming is it level 1 we call this. Level 1. What are we renaming it to? We call it category, right?
Yeah.
Comma. And we 0, is it not? That 0 is not a text, though. Guys, 0 is not, if it was a text, you put quotation mark. So replace that 0 with what? What do we say we call it? Sales or amount? Which one?
Maybe sales.
Sales. Okay, let's call it sales. Right, let's call it sales. And voila. Well done. Can you see that now?
Yeah.
So we
Yes,
have cleaned it up. We have cleaned it up. So if you are to do a pivot table, how do we do pivot table now? PD, let's say on this on pivot data, right? On pivot data, dot what?
Sorry, I missed this explanation of on pivot. What does it mean?
Which one?
The table.
Okay, it's a table.
Yes.
You're not a pivot table in Excel now. You're pivot table in Excel.
Yes. So the on pivot is my question.
You what? You on pivot. Okay, on pivot simply means, so look at the original data set. So look at this data set. Can you see this one? Others. You notice that you see the months are on the columns, right? And remember, we said that all dates should be on a single column. Is that what we said?
Yes.
So whenever it is like this, it's called a pivot table. This is a pivoted data. But by the time you convert it into a single column, it's now what? Unpivoted.
Oh, okay.
You see that? Right now, when they are on individual columns like that, it's called what? A pivot data.
Pivot. Yeah.
But when we now move it from different columns to one single column, it's called unpivoted.
Okay.
Okay, so so if we were to do the pivot table now, so it will be pivot what?
Pivot underscore table.
Pivot underscore table. Or if, to make it easier, we can just even do simple group by. Just say group by. Can just say group by what? Group by what? What do we call it just now? Category?
Category.
Group by category. Is it not? Do you want to add up? So if I want to add up in the sum, oh, enemies have come on. What have we done again? Category. Key error category. Or that is spelling category. Category. Enemies have come. On pivot data, check my pivot data and then okay, if that one refuses to work, let me see. And pivot, so you see them, they have come again. They have come again. You see, I renamed it. Let me push it back inside this guy. Let me put it inside this variable now, so that this will be the clean one. Do you understand? Aha. So now we can now do it now. Dot group by what? Category. Dot what? Sum. All right, can you see that? If I wanted to do the mean, it's just the mean. Can you see that now?
Yes.
Beautiful. So you see how we have moved from a pivot to pivot. Now that one we did in Excel. How will we now do it? This one we did in Excel. How are we going to do it now? Because that one we unpivoted everything. Is it not? But this one now we want specific column to unpivot. You see that? We want specific column to unpivot. So what do we now do? Because now we don't want the entire, what do you call it now? We don't want the entire, we don't want to unpivot the entire table. Because if I use others.stack, right, it's going to unpivot the entire table like this. Sorry. Let me run this again. Others, stack. All right. So you see, you convert everything like this, but we don't want it like this now, isn't it? So what do we do? You know this way we want to unstack from here, you know. Why this one will be constant? This one will be constant, this one will remain, but all these other will pivot it. Is that how we do it? I hope you understand what we are doing here.
Yes, sir.
This is what we want to unpivot. We want to unpivot this one so that we will not have two more columns. You know, we have two more columns. This one will be what? Month. Another one will be what? Maybe the amount, or should we call it sales? Okay, let's call it sales. Right? Let's call it sales. So if this one here will be constant. Can you see that this one will be constant? Okay. So let me bring out the column name so that I will not. So what I need is what? Order ID to what? Order ID to sales mode. You know, I'll copy it. Order ID to sales mode. Okay.
Or
Now,
ship mode.
Ship
Ship mode.
To ship mode. Order ID to ship mode. So I'll copy that. Now let's look at this. So if you see our orders now, right? This is our orders table so that we can see the orders table. So I want from here to ship mode. That's what I copied out. Okay. So to do that, there's something we call melt. It's called melt. So we're going to melt it. Melt. So what are the columns that we want? What are the columns that we want? Columns. So those columns that we want. Can you see the columns? These are the columns that we want. Okay, those are the columns that we want. Okay, and probably let me just put all of them in one line so that we can all see it. Let me clear this guy out so that we can see what's going on. Okay, good. I hope there's no unnecessary spaces before the enemies will come. If they have come, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, here I don't need the columns. I can just melt. Okay, now because what I need there actually. So look at this. If I press Ctrl or Shift Tab, you see ID variables. Can you see ID variables? So these are called the ID variables. So I put ID variables. And that was it now. I'm done. Can you see that? I'm done. So what do we need to clean up now? So I will need to clean the name, is it not? I want to clean the name. That means I will change the variable to what? Month.
To month.
Change the value to what?
Sales.
To sales. I'll change value to sales. So let's do that. So how do we do it? Orders dot what? Rename, isn't it? What am I renaming?
Column, okay.
Right? So what are the columns now? Variable.
Variable.
Variable to what?
Variable to month.
Not variable to what?
Month.
While I will change what? My value to what?
Sales.
Sales. And I want it permanent, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Case
Equal to true.
So let's hope that works. You'll say orders. Oh, they have come again. They have come again.
Village people.
They have come again. Did I put inside it? So let me put it inside the orders, right? Let's put it inside the orders. Is that okay? You see why I always put it inside the variable? This is the importance of putting the variable. So let me run it now again. Okay, orders. So let us see. Beautiful. Can you see that? Maybe this is grand total. Remember, we said we don't want total. It's not, there should be no total or subtotal. right? So let me remove that total or subtotal. So in this case, what I can do here, that's for the month, right? It's on the month, isn't it? So you notice it's on the month.
Yes, yes.
So I need to remove it. So the last one should be December. Okay, so I want to remove this one. So what can we do? Okay, probably let me choose the so other month. You know, if I want to see month alone, I'll just call it like this month. Month. Can you see the month? Like everything will come out like this. Can you see the month?
Yeah.
So when I say other month, so that means that I am now looking within the month, isn't it? So what do I want to do with that month? I want to remove it where the grand total we have there.
Grand total.
Grand total. So this is saying where it is grand total, but I'm now saying where it is not. Where it is not grand total. Not grand total. So let me push this inside others. I hope that works. Others. Okay, good, beautiful. Does it look clean now?
Yes.
Now you can now export it into Excel. Can you see where Python now is more flexible than Excel?
Yes, sir.
So that's just basically how you normally work. Okay. That's how you work. You know that, for example, even in your Python, right? Did we import those data? Let me see. Did I import those data? The agents. Okay, I didn't import agents. I sent you guys 4 files, right?
Yes.
4 files I sent to what were their names now? Sales. So I have what? Sales.
Agents.
Okay. Maybe I'll just show you one. Let me just show you one. Let me show you one. Okay, let me show you one. Where is that? Okay, let's look at sales. Let's look at sales and let's look at which other one is there. Sales. Okay, let's look at product. Sales and product. Sales and product. All right, sales and product, beautiful. Let me share my screen. Sales and product. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Date.
Now, can you see my screen here?
Yeah, we can see date, order ID, customer ID, product quantity.
Beautiful. You know the other table called products, right? So let me push that products here. Let me bring that products here. Move a copy to stable. I don't know, is that file coming? Okay, good. So you can see products and you can see sales here, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
You see both of them are in the same sheet now, right? So is there any relationship between product table and sales table? Is there any relationship between product table and sales table? Is there any relationship between product table and sales table? Any relationship? What's the relationship?
I think the higher the products, the higher the sales. The higher
higher
the
theoretically, right? But I'm looking at data now, this table.
Okay.
Looking at the table relation, the relationship between these two tables. Do they have any relationship?
The product code.
The product what?
code.
Product code, is it not?
Okay.
Product code. Okay, the product code. Okay. So it means that if I want to extract this product, how will I extract this product? If I want to get the product name of this, how will I extract it? This product name, what will I do in Excel? If I want to get the product name now, how will I get the product name in Excel? What will I do?
We use VLOOKUP.
VLOOKUP, is it not? So it means I'll do what? A VLOOKUP. I'll say equals to VLOOKUP. What am I looking for? This, is it not?
Yes.
Where am I looking for it? In this table, is it not?
Yes.
In this table. But you know, because this particular product name, where is the product name found? Where is the product name found? The product name, where is it found?
B column.
That's column 2 now, is it not?
Yes, column.
Yes.
So let me log that. Column 2, isn't it? Is it exact or approximate match? Exact match. You know, exact match. So I have pencil, you know, I will now draw it down. Can you see that's extracted it is now? That's extracted it out.
Yes.
Where they match together, can you see that? It means that these two tables can join them, you can bring the two of them together.
Yes.
Do you see that?
Oh.
You know what VLOOKUP is doing? VLOOKUP is actually helping you to merge two tables together. But only you are just picking one column. So imagine I want to extract it, but I want to merge the two tables together. In Excel, we call it VLOOKUP, is it not? In Python, we can do exactly the same thing in Python. Exactly the same thing we have done. So that means what we are calling VLOOKUP in Excel, we want to try and do VLOOKUP in Python. Okay? We want to do the same VLOOKUP in Python. Okay? So how are we going to go about that? Now, first of all, I need to import both data, am I sharing my screen?
Yes.
So let's say we have sales, you know, so let's call it sales. I'll have to import it, you know, so what's the name of that file now? Was it a CSV file or Excel file? So one is an Excel.
I'm not seeing what you are doing, sir.
Now I'm going to pick my file. You know, I've already sent the files to you guys now, right? So I want to just copy my parts, that's all. The same way I've been doing it before, I want to just copy my file parts. I want to just copy my file parts, and that's all I'm doing. Do you remember how we copy file parts? You just go to where the file is, you know, and copy. So I have product and sales, you know, so I've copied product. So let me get sales to sales, copy parts. All right. I hope I'm sharing my files. What screen can you see now? What screen can you see?
I see your browser.
Zoom browser.
Okay, sorry. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to copy the file parts out. That's all. So how do I import the data? PD dot what? PD dot what? Read what? PD dot read what? Which one am I going to read now? Read what? Hello?
CSV.
CSV, right? So I want to read the CSV file. You know? Now, since the CSV file, this is my part. This is sales. I copy sales and paste here. Read. Then the last one, I copy my product. You know, so let me call it what? Product. PD dot what? Read CSV, and I paste it there. I read. So now I have my two tables. So what do I want to do? If I see sales, this is my sales table. I have product. Now the question is that what is joining these two tables together? What is joining these two tables together? What is common to both of these tables? What is common to these two tables? What is common to this table and this table?
The product code.
Product code, you know. But you notice this one is called product, but this is called product code. We need two of them to be the same. So what I will do, I will call this product, I will rename it as what? Product code. So the same way we normally rename this one. So TF dot rename. What am I renaming? The columns. Isn't it? How do I want to call it? Product. I want to rename it as what? Product what?
Product code.
I want to call it what? Product code. You know, so that two of them can match exactly. Product code. And I want it what? Permanent. You know, so in place equals to true. It says expected dictionary. Have I closed it? Okay, yeah. Okay, good. So we have done that now. So if I call sales now, sales should have exactly the same name with the products, you know. Sales will have exactly the same name with products. So if I call products, can I see product code in products and product code in sales? So they match exactly, is it not? So since they match exactly, then the only thing I will do is to do what they call a merge. So what you did in VLOOKUP, in Excel is called VLOOKUP. In Python is called merge. What do I want to merge? What tables do I want to merge? I want to merge my sales table and what? My product table. How do I want to merge? How do I want to merge? I want to use inner. It's not where they meet. That's an inner merge. It's like your joints. So it's called, those who are familiar with SQL, it's called inner. So it means that where the two of them match, where this one match exactly with this, that's called an inner. Inner. So just like saying, I have something like this, I have something like this. Where do they meet? At that point. So this is like your inner join, right? It's like an inner join. Okay. So it's called inner. Okay. What am I joining it on? What am I joining it on? What am I joining on? What am I joining it on?
The product code.
Product code.
Product code. Is it product or product? Was it product or product? Aha, that's it now. And we are done. Can we see it now? So we have merged exactly where they are together now. We have brought them all together. Can you see that now? So you can now start whatever analysis you want. I hope this is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, great. So when we meet next week, I think next week we will go into data cleaning proper. Then I think next we'll try and do data cleaning. But for those of us who joined us, we'll continue with functions and pivot table. All right.
Dr. Francis, I don't know if you have time to just look at
what?
The one I just downloaded.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay. Hold on.
But is Python program, is it difficult? Is this Python, is it difficult to understand?
It is well.
I think it requires a lot of practice.
It is. Is it looking like a Greek? But you see, it's just the same way, but nothing the syntax are not so much now, you know. You just want to know how they operate. Just like just the syntax.
I think it's because I'm new to a lot of things, Sha. I'll pick up and
That's
then
why
it
we
will
said that,
require practice.
especially those of you who just joined, cannot just come meet you, just like you are coming from outside the sun into the house. You all look dark.
Yeah.
But when you enter darkness, you know, if there's no light, after when you stay in darkness for long, you start seeing small, small, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't worry, you still start seeing when we try and do a vision. But if you can go back to the beginning of when we are doing the introduction to Python basics, that's where we started all these things.
Okay.
All right. Yes. So what's the challenge here?
So I've been able to import pandas now and NumPy, but this is still I'm not able to import my data.
Go down to the end, showing import error. Let me see. Go down to the end. Let me see. TF not defined. Go up. You have not defined. Go to look at. It's still asking you to install something else. And install something else.
Okay.
Look at on that this thing, but I don't know why you want to be like this. I don't know why it's being like this. Scroll down to the end. There's a libraries module is asking you to install. You can see pip install OpenPy Excel. Can you see that?
Yes.
So you need something. So the same way, go down, go to where you type DF, go down there.
Yeah.
You type pip install.
DF dots or just
pip. Just type pip install. Pip install open. So follow that instruction. OpenPy Excel. So anytime you want to install any library, this is how you normally will install it.
Okay.
So you run it now. But it's so strange that even after downloading, wait, where did you download this your Python from?
So it was a file that was on WhatsApp. I just clicked on it and
okay, and you downloaded it, right?
Yeah.
Because normally, what you'd have also done, okay, that's installed. So expect you close it and open it back again. So once it's done, so it has installed. So close it back.
Okay.
No, go up, just scroll up a bit, scroll up.
You know, let me see if I can remove this from, okay.
So just scroll up to the beginning,
Sugar. It won't close because this is here.
Okay, go on, just see that I'm just press escape. But I want scroll up on that your this so that I'll just check.
I'm coming, hold on, let me just delete it first. Okay. Strange.
Or you know what we can do here? If you're on the group, message me on the group, so we can we'll create another Zoom. But first of all, first thing you do, just uninstall everything that you have with Python and just uninstall everything.
Okay. Okay.
You go to the Anaconda and download it again. Okay, but let's try this first. Let's just try this first. So click on new.
Okay.
This is on your desktop, right? So click on new.
Yes.
Okay. So import pandas. Then copy that your file path. Copy that your file path. Let us import pandas. As PD. So copy the file path now. Let's try and see if it works. But if it doesn't work, then we will. I'll just do make the data in different. You can
Okay.
now, no, you don't, just, this is fine, just this is okay, don't do that one. Just type df equals to pd dot
df dot
equal to pd dot df equal to pd dot read
Mm.
read, is it a CSV file or Excel file?
Excel.
Okay, Excel, so read Excel, then your parts, run it now, let's see. No, enemies.
Yay.
We have succeeded. I tried, let's run it now, go to the next one. So type df now, let's see, type df.
df. Oh, sugar.
Run.
Yay.
Go, thank God. You go and test run that CSV is working now. Convert, save it as a CSV file. Check one of those CSV files I sent to you guys. Then test run
Okay.
it.
Okay.
All right, that's fine. Thank you very much, guys. See you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Thank you
Bye.
so much, sir.
All right, no problem.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Yeah.